Is that going to be commercials and shorts with Comic Club? You guys having a great hammer. Can't touch this. Stop.
What's going on, everybody? John here with you. It is a Tuesday, May 26, 2026. How's everybody doing out there today? It is the Colorado Avalanche up against the wall here. 55, 16, and 11, 8, and 4 in the playoffs. They were 8 and 1 coming into this series. Head coach by Jared Bednar. It's Nathan MacKinnon, Artturi, Lehkonen, Gabe Landeskog, Devin Tays, and Cale, Makar. Let's do this again for the recorder purposes. May 26, 2026. John here with you. It's a Tuesday. It is Nathan MacKinnon, Artturi, Lehkonen, Gabe Landeskog, Devin Tays, and Cale, Makar. Brock Nelson, Nazem Kadri, Marty Necas, Brett Kulak, Sam Malinski, Nick Waugh, Ross Colton, Nichushkin not going to draw in the lineup. He is going to be out. So it'll be Joel Kivirant on the fourth line, Logan O'Connor on the third. Josh Manson, Brent Burns will be the third line defense. Jack Drury, Parker Kelly will be your other forwards. Mackenzie Blackwood going to get the start in net today for the first time. Again, as we said, the Avalanche were 8 and 4 in this postseason. That would sound pretty good, but you're down 0-3 in this series. And for the Vegas Golden Knights, I'll just say this honestly, I thought that this was going to be a 5-game series. I just picked the wrong team. Vegas Golden Knights are up 3-0. Head coach by John Tortorella. And if you scroll back down here, they're 18-4-1 since he took over. So that's a transformation. It's the same lineup from Game 3. So it should sound like this. Jack Eichel, Ivan Barbashev, Pavel, Dorofeyev, Braden McNabb, and Shea Theodore. Wild Bill, Will Karlsson, Brett Howden, Mitchell Marner. With the Calgary boys, Noah Hannafin and Rasmus Anderson. Colton Sissons, Tomas, Hertl, Mark Stone. Nick Dowd, Cole Smith, Keegan Kolesar. With Dylan Coghlan, Caden Korchek, and Carter Hart in net. For Carter Hart, he has been the MVP that we've talked about throughout this series. The save percentage that stays around .925 or above, does not take himself out of games. Even in a situation when they were down 3-0 to start Game 3 in the first period, still came back and won 5-3, 5 unanswered goals for Vegas. Let me see if I can do this cough drop. I don't think the sickness was hitting me yet, but it might be hitting me already. But we're going to get to this game. So Carter Hart, as we said, has stayed throughout this series. He's been consistent. Mackenzie Blackwood essentially going to get his first start in the postseason, really. I think he had a little bit of time where he did play, made about 5 or 6 saves, but nothing in particular, so he's going to get the full brunt. Vegas won the first game 4-2. That was when we covered. Vegas started with a 3-0 lead. Mitch Marner was awesome. He set up Dylan Coghlan, Pavel Dorofeyev, Howden, and Dowd scored. Dowd scores on the empty net. Carter Hart took the win with 36 saves. Scott Wedgwood took the loss, making 24 saves. Nichushkin scored a goal between his legs, but the comeback bid fell apart. Nathan MacKinnon did find Landeskog on a cross ice in the power play, but Vegas dominated Game 1. And then they did the same in Game 2 because Colorado had a 1-0 lead all the way to about 10 minutes left in the third period. Ross Colton opened the scoring. 3 minutes left in the first. But as the score stayed 1-0, you get the feeling if Carter Hart continues to do what he's doing, Vegas, as they've shown you throughout the postseason, they're able to get back on the horse, figure out a way to get a win. When you're only down 1, it's easy enough for them, stopping 30 of 31. Vegas ends up taking control, scoring 3 unanswered. Jack Eichel, he made a great move on a beautiful low corner wrister, and Barbashev goes back-to-back in an empty net goal. Cale Makar's second game out alongside with Mark Stone of Vegas in Game 2. Wedgwood got no help. That was his best game of the series, but it was a loss, 22 of 24. And then the latest that we talk about, when Vegas wins 5-3, Colorado races out to a 3-0 lead in Sin City. They had complete control of the game after the first period. Goals by Landeskog, Kadri, and a nasty backhand that went off the post. I think maybe double posted in for Jack Drury, shorthanded. But Vegas got it all back in the second, tied the game at 3. Mark Stone scored on the power play 15 seconds in, 4:05, while Bill got his first ever playoff goal. And Marner was key in both of those assists. Colorado was in trouble. Keegan Kolskar scored on a late hit that set it up in the third. And then Tomas Hertl undresses the defense in a one-on-one, scores in the backhand with leverage against Wedgwood. Howden gets his 10th of the playoffs already, as he made a good move on a yawning cage. Hart rebounded after giving up 3 in the first period. He still had a .914 save percentage. So as we've said, he's been outstanding throughout the series. 32 of 35 in the win. Wedgwood wasn't very good. 18 of 22 in his save department, just 18 of 22. MacKinnon was injured, blocking a shot off his leg. He was visibly dejected after the game. It is an injured MacKinnon and Makar, but they're going to play. They're down 3-0. And I put my notes before this started, Mackenzie Blackwood, ? And yes, he will get the start for Game 4. So really all I want to know, not in the outstretch, is Vegas going to win? Because I think that that's most likely. I don't see Colorado winning 4 straight games, even though Cooper Hopkins did send me that text message and said, there's no way a reverse sweep is going to happen now. I said, no, I don't think so. But what I want to know is, does Colorado win tonight? Forget the series. Do they find a way to force a Game 5 and go back to Ball Arena? That's all I'm going to be asking you tonight. We're going to take a look at this and see what we get, because, again, even a 3-0 race out the first was not enough. So we'll have to see if Colorado can at least, I would think, start up 2 goals within the first or second period and kind of stay that way up until the last 5 minutes. You can't have any sort of period where you come back and get punched in the mouth. You have to be able to go out on the front foot. And you really have to take everything that's happened to you in this series and put it behind you, because if you don't do that, you're not going to have very much fun. We get back in from the anthems and the festivities. We'll call some play-by-play. Stick around. This should be fun.
Performed tonight by Golden Pipes,
Carnell Johnson is one of the GOATs for Vegas as far as doing the anthem. I think I did get to see him when I went to go to the Red Wings game before COVID, when I had to ran for work in overtime. So once we get the game started, I'll use the ESPN box for the lineups. Right now I'm using everything on CBS that I usually do. I don't have access to anything Sportsnet related from where I am, so it's going to be ESPN and TNT. As far as the rest of the week, if this series extends, we might consider covering it Thursday. I'm going to take a recovery day tomorrow. I feel like I'm getting ill. But after some deep cleaning for myself, and then in the house, because Lauren's going to be gone today, this is going to be me doing this game. I don't think Cooper, Alec, or anyone's going to be jumping in, and I'm sure Ian is busy watching the Spurs and the Thunder, that series at 2-2. I wanted to get the closeout today just in case it did happen. So Mackenzie Blackwood is indeed between the pipes, 1-0, 320 goals against, 872 in the postseason. Pulled in last start, Game 5 versus Wild, 3 goals on 13 shots. It's been a long time since he's played. and he's going to have to be the hero. Carter Hart has been pretty much a brick wall. 11-4, 230, 923. He does not have a shutout, but that save percentage well above 920. And as we talked about, you can go throughout the history of everything else for Carter Hart. When John Tortorella was brought in here from Philadelphia, not of Vegas, you knew that was going to be his goaltender, putting supreme trust in Mr. Hart. And he has this team one win away from their third Stanley Cup final as an expansion team in 9 years. Mustard Gold can't win it as Barbashev will work. This is passed in by Cale, Makar, and we are underway. Landeskog with a hit. Cale, Makar can't hold the line, and this will go back down the ice and ice against the VGK. As I go along, maybe in the Stanley Cup Finals, we get that scoreboard in there. I'll try to figure that out from my Steam key or Stream key and get that going. Vegas, try to pick this up now as Marner will chop it in the corner near the left side blue line on the back skate. Couple of shoves. Pick this up now for Colorado. Send it back in behind the end boards. Barbashev trying to get the steal as this is turned over by Cale, Makar in the middle of the circle. The shot bounced up in the air, hit Necas. As bouncing puck recollected now for the cerulean and maroon in the mix. But again, that's only on the pants. It'll be white in terms of the jersey. Marty Necas tried to cut to the net, and somebody goes flying. That was Nazem Kadri. Work his way in front of the net now. Picked up by Brock Nelson. Slap shot there for Sam Malinski. It'll get deflected, and this will be settled back down by Wild Bill. We'll turn around and go toward the Vegas logo as Jared Bednar's squad look to get settled. They have made some changes on the fly. Marty Necas will come off the ice. Series winner plus 700. That must have been at the start for this. You're going to make a lot of money. You end up picking Vegas. Again, if you pick it in the sweep, that would be incredible by you. As Nick Waugh off the drop. Settled down by Burns. Working behind the net now, Brent Burns. Toe drags through his skates in the high slot now. Picked up by Waugh. Cross pass. Middle of the slot. Shot is deflected. Diving play. That's a good one there for Manson. Keep it alive. Nick Waugh trying to keep it toward the right side dot. Here's a spin and turn now for Kiviranta. And this is out the zone. Cale Makar. Out of the left side red line. Makes one man miss. But it's a 1-on-4. Everybody was getting some line changes there for Jared Bednar's squad. Tomas Hertl now. Turn on the burners. Work his way toward the net as this is a drop from Stone. McNabb shot goes wide. Blackwood at the net. And he will hold on as we'll get some pushing and shoving from this fourth line. Jack Drury wants a piece of somebody. And Tomas Hertl already grabbed his guy at 17:40 of the first. Get an offsides at 17:35. I haven't really got a chance to get back to the play-by-play since that scrimmage. Another stoppage at 17:28. Nothing's happened yet since the last two. I will get back into this. Just pulling up the rosters here.
Tortorella was telling us before the game what he'd like to see really tonight is more offensive zone time. Feels like they can defend better by playing better offense, a little more patient with the puck.
Face-off loss for Jack Drury. Dylan Coghlan on the lurk on the opposite side as this is sent back around away from Drury. Now to the left side red line. See who picks this up now. Mustard Gold is trying to get to it. I believe that's the Howden line out there. It's Coghlan pressed against the left side boards. This had to be a quick backhand to get any sort of breakup, but Vegas will intercept. Take this one from the right to left dot in their own end. And then play a pass back. Coghlan push this one up the ice as Nick Dowd can't chase it. This will go circle to circle here and then back up to the neutral zone. Shea Theodore now with Braden McNabb. They got their top line out there. The original tenured Misfits, part of that. Riley Smith still hasn't drawn in. He's one of the other ones. As Barbashev runs into Dorofeyev, who's still sent it to the net. McNabb slap pass sits up Theodore. That shot goes wide on the left bar. And then Landeskog gets the steal. He was looking for MacKinnon on the break. Artturi Lehkonen now makes a touch pass. It's picked up under the right boards. Makar with a quick shot and they caught in the trapper of Carter Hart right at 16-16. So Coach and Insights app by SAP says shots, shot attempts, and ozone time 103, 217, 46, 34. Heavily outfavors Vegas 76, 151, 29, 38. So Colorado is doing a lot of the right things, but Carter Hart might be the difference, as we've talked about throughout this series. 12 goals for Golden Knights in comparison to the Avalanche's 6. Carter Hart and the defense, ladies and gentlemen. As it's sent back around now for Rasmus Anderson. You got the Hannafin line out there usually with it. While Bill will take a shot, this one hits the left side glass. That was Kadri. Great work to break that into the zone. There's a loop across center ice. It's stolen now by the Avs. Try to throw it in the open corner was Kadri, but this will be in the right side boards. I kind of like him out there with that Marty Necas line. Got to try to do something. Cale Makar. Cross ice should have shot the puck. He had it toward the right dot. Didn't let it go. Sent back around up for Kadri. Got nowhere to go with it. And now back around to Nathan MacKinnon. So they got some of those top guys. Here's Makar. And on a break, he'll make a black pass, take a hit. As it's sent back around now, Makar try to get a steal off a stick lift away from Braden McNabb. Can't do so. McNabb now. Take the long flip. They're in behind the defense. Now it's Vegas. Scores! It's McNabb, the Stone, and Vegas gets the first goal of the game yet again. A long flip beat Colorado and got them napping, and at 15-18, Vegas on the board. Man, Mark Stone, the captaincy, a beautiful feed. And that is your first goal of the game. That's just a long flip on the opposite side of that blue line. It is onside, and nobody was out there in front. He sweeps it up the post and in. Shea Theodore throw this in the corner now. So the first shot of the game here for Vegas goes in against Mackenzie Blackwood. 23-4-7 in the regular season when scoring for 6-1 in the playoffs. They are looking for the sweep. And Nick Waugh, the former Golden Knight, he loses the puck now to the Vegas defense. Takes a rough ride. Again, Vegas Matt, one of the local gamblers there. He really has to be loving that. You know, they'd all be wearing those jerseys. As Sam Malinski sitting behind the inboards. Big hit there, and off the tie-up, Jack Drury trying to get this one around Caden Korchak. Hopefully he doesn't get a tripping call as it's picked up to the right side for his sake and sent back around now. Good touch pass here for Coghlan. Riley Smith does indeed draw to the lineup. I didn't have that on my bingo card. It wasn't put in the probables. as it's sent back around the end boards. Long pass intercepted by Rasmus Anderson. 13:50 up to go in the first. Catapulted into the inboards here. Here's a long flip. Landeskog. This is tried to find Nathan MacKinnon again, who was really trying to cherry pick for offense in this first. Colorado's going to get the puck, though, as Eichel running in behind the inboards. Got Kulak. They'll activate up top. MacKinnon wants to find it in behind the net. He is battling some sort of injury with that right leg blocking a shot. McNabb, soft chip in the corner here. Sam Malinski will get the steal. Landy, the Colorado captain, will get this one right up the gut. Around the inboards for Carter Hart. Carter Hart going to stop and get to his defense. Slub off the long outstretch. Jack Eichel, see if he can chase this puck against Devontae's. Eichel now. Positional battle. Marty Necas has to provide support. Good work to stop and pivot and get this one to Taze. Pass goes off the skates of Kadri up the center around the inboards. Necas with a quick chase and a good hit on the right side glass for Howden. He's got 10 in the postseason right now. Cale Makar. Playing back pass connects. Nazem Kadri. He throws a back pass to nobody. Kadri turns it over. As this is a whistle at 12:30. I don't think we're getting a penalty here. It was just a misplay. Mark Stone, first goal of the game, the Vegas captain. He slides it, backhand, forehand. It goes off the post, off his reach, past Blackwood. Take a break. Stone for McNabb and Theodore. Or just get bot messages in here. Will the Avalanche avoid the sweep today? We got 3 votes. 2 of them say yes, 1 say no. Mark Stone trying to put a stop to that. The Angels are now up 10-6 on the Tigers. They will not make the pain stop. 15-hit attack. The Thunder and Spurs, they are edged in a tight one, 6:08 of the second. The Thunder up by 1, 45-44. 6:08 in the first half left. Back underneath the play here, 12-20 left to go in the first 8-game opening. Postseason goals tied most in team history with Shea Theodore's Mark Stone. There's a long outstretch here as Ross Colton might have got hit in the face with the puck. You look back around to the referee, you thought it might have been an errant stick, but we're still underway. Carlson trying to make this pass, it bounces off Howden right up the middle of the ice. And working behind the net now, Colton with a pin. Picked up here for Keegan Kolsar, trying to get around Joel Kiviranta. And this will be chipped in off the glass. Hannafin able to get it out. Long outstretch will bounce off of Vegas. Again, I had Mitch Marner in the back of his skates. First time I recall his name for number 93. Race for it. Barbashev, Kulak able to just get to it first. In behind the inboards now, trying to find Artturi Lehkonen in Colorado. Looking for a bank pass. Nathan MacKinnon way off sides. There is a certain consistency we've been able to call throughout this game as we get a whistle at 11:23. That's Nathan MacKinnon trying to cheat down the ice for offense. Jared Bednar must have implicitly told him, and I know that Nathan MacKinnon's a smart man, so he's one of the best players in the league across the board. You talk about Connor McDavid, Nathan MacKinnon is in that same breath. Third time going for a break, and it has not hit. That time he was off sides. Trying to generate probably before the Vegas defense gets set. That's what I think in my mind's eye. No shot attempts in the last 5 minutes, and that's really been a problem as this series is going along. Colorado had a stretch, I think, in game 3 where they didn't have a shot for about Colorado. And I know Vegas' defense is good, but another offsides here are Artturi Lehkonen and MacKinnon. So they are not in sync, or as I said, they're just trying to push for something that's not there. Shot forward is only 2-1. I'll make sure I marked out the notes. Ray Ferraro is just going through the main things that you normally would want to do to try to pick some pointers to feel good about. And if that's where you are in terms of Colorado, I don't blame his mindset, but that's not what you want to hear if you're Colorado. Again, you're the President's Trophy winners, and you're on the precipice of getting swept. You got tons of time left. We're not even at the halfway mark of the first. It'll be nice against the mustard gold. But that is not something I'm used to hearing. So tomorrow, about 8:15 Eastern on TNT, will be Carolina and Montreal. And if we need it, Thursday, we'll be back at Ball Arena between Vegas and Colorado. The if we need really kind of still raises the eyebrow along the rock.
Last time the Canadians won the Stanley Cup in 1993, they won 11 straight overtime games. Carolina put together a pretty impressive run now. Fine line, especially in the playoffs.
Picked up off the MacKinnon win. Turnaround shot. That one from Landy does not hit Carter Hart. As it's sent back in behind the inboards here. Now on the back skate, Brent Burns. Try to flip this around to Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon toward the right side dot here. Takes a hit against the glass. Burns chance. Bounces off the left pad of Carter Hart. Here's a race for it now. Vegas going to get their first little back pass. Will work out for Jared Bednar's squad to steal. Shots are 2 apiece. That Brent Burns slapper will count as 1. It's the first one that Colorado in about 6 minutes. Marty Necas will loop in behind on his backhand puck protect. Now he's on the right side dot. Sends it back to Cale Makar. Will chip in an open area for Kadri, who tried to sweep a pass in the middle of the slot. He goes right to Jack Eichel. Eichel now with a stick chop. Gets through Taves. Eichel sent it right across. And this is Dorofeyev that couldn't pick it up. Now Eichel able to destroy Devin Taves as it's sent him behind the inboards. Barbashev takes a hit behind the net. Eichel with a stick shot. Keeps it in. Barbashev now from Dorofeyev. Barbashev, reverse hit on Kadri. He's got it now. High slot. Here's a wrister. Blackwood, watch it goes wide from Dorofeyev. This is a good sequence here for the Golden Knights as Kadri has it hemmed in his own zone here. Brock Nelson trying to get it out. He's in a nightmarish postseason. This is sent loose. Marty Necas overskates it. Caden Korchak keeps it in. There's Jack Eichel. Has it in the high slot. This is picked up now. Mitchell Marner on the fray. He's got it. This wrister gets blocked, and Colorado can't go up the ice because they were too busy defending. There's a quick change. Howden off the drop. That will allow Jared Bednar's squad to finally get settled down. Rasmus Anderson will go back to Noah. Hannafin work his way up the ice. Long wrister canceled off by the left pad of McKenzie. And taken away toward the net. Blackwood will curl it with his stick into the left corner. Hanifin for Marner. Now Rasmus Anderson, he gets Dorf in the left side red line as Wild Bill will chase it. 8:15 left to go as it's back behind Mackenzie Blackwood's net of the first. Shot board is 3-2. Mark Stone got the only goal for Vegas. This is stick this side by Carter Hart. And the puck goes up and out of play. Shot board is finally even at 3. But Vegas just had a really good shift about a minute 30 ago from Jack Eichel keeping it in the zone. We'll take a pause. 8:07 left the opening frame. It's 1-0 VGK.
You're told to optimize, to act. There's always a promise of a better future. But what if you never meant to fix? Your biology knows how to thrive. It just needs a reminder. Armor Colostrum reawakens that purpose. 400 nutrients, 4 seconds, 1 daily water. This time, remember what you're made of.
Here's Chris Cunningham with the Leaf Filter Guy Report.
From blizzards to downpours, to windstorms or heat waves, no matter where you live, Leaf Filter keeps your gutters clog-free year-round. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com. Leaf Filter is America's #1 gutter protection system because it's built right. Leaf Filter is designed to keep debris out of your gutters and water flowing. When it's built right, it shows. That's why it's home proof. It's good to be #1. Always. Schedule your free gutter inspection.
Welcome back to Vegas. So yesterday, Bednar said the game MacKinnon can only play the power play 3 tickets. That's still better than our other options. MacKinnon did not skate yesterday. They know that he's dealing with some soreness in this game, and as he sees that bar, there are no restrictions on him right now.
Sometimes when you get hit like that, you just get lucky that it's not so bad that you can't return a couple of days later.
Emily Kaplan had reported the injury to MacKinnon that was blocking a shot off the leg. He said it's a little bit sore, but there's no restrictions. So maybe he just got a little bit lucky as his shot is deflected toward Carter Hart and then flipped back down the ice. Tomas Hertl, a great job to stop that with a glove hand as Mark Stone tried to get this in a quick succession. And this is taken away here for Vegas. Let me see if I can get a number on there for you. That's Colton Sissons that was out there with Stone. And not used to seeing that on the line, but again, the former Nashville Predator has done a pretty good job there when he's usually out there with Dowd. But they've mixed Mark Stone already as John Tortorella. Here's McNabb with Theodore. McNabb now toward his own blue line. He'll try to take this split that bounces off of Hertl and then goes offsides. Riley Smith and Dowd. 7:23 of the first.
It's a little different in the playoffs. So sure, Bednar split them up. Necas is playing with Brock Nelson, MacKinnon with Lehkonen, and Landeskog. And as you see from all of these early flips, there's nothing really looking like it's preventing MacKinnon from going.
6 shifts, 4:10 of ice time, and 1 shot. And again, they're talking about the split of Colorado as far as their lines. That's probably how it should be. Again, you want to make sure it has more depth because the waves that Vegas can bring to you on defense is obviously bothering the Avalanche, not just Carter Hart. Everything they've done well. And this is a 2-on-2. Here's a long flip there for Keegan Kulsar, but Brent Burns will meet it first. Mackenzie Blackwood will hold at 7 minutes.
Inspired by the greatest trophy in sports, sign the ultimate hockey fan. Don't miss your chance to win one of 16 exclusive pairs of Cup Chasers sneakers. Enter the sweepstakes today at NHL.com/CupChasers. Colorado chasing the cup. Trying to win its first. 2022, Vegas won it in 2023.
So it's the fourth line of Jared Bednar against numero uno here for John Tortorella. Jack Eichel will take the draw against Jack Drury. Eichel, that's a quick launch there for Dorofeyev near the left dot. Mackenzie Blackwood able to fight it off with the stick shaft. Send him behind the net now. Eichel, excellent work on the puck protect, throws it back to the point. It's deflected, trying to find it in between the massive bodies is the mustard gold. Can't do so as McNabb took a hit. They're in behind the inboards now, but Vegas has already done a good job in this first of hemming Colorado in and getting on the front foot centering feed. Here is a chance for Korchak. We'll throw it right on net. And Blackwood will have to hold as reverberated off his pads at 6:28. Coughlin and Korchak are getting some of those talking about at 3 because, again, no Jeremy Lozon on that bottom pair, but I thought they played well. There really has not been a drop-off in any of Vegas's D pair. And again, you talk about getting Noah Hannafin the year before, getting Rasmus Anderson now. There's a reason why you add to your depth. You got 6 guys that you've been able to show to consistently that can stop any of the team's top lines on the back end. Not to mention your other forwards that play defense like Stone and Eichel. As it's sent back around a little bit too far as Josh Manson. Have to settle this one down. Here's a pass up the gut wrister, and Brock Nelson gets stonewalled by Carter Hart on a one-on-one. He just went to go for the wrister, and Carter Hart pretty much took his heart and ripped it out a la Kino, Mortal Kombat. My goodness, that's a great save. So this is Manson setting it up right up the gut. Nelson open. He tries to take a short side wrister. Carter Hart's just going to catch that like he's snagging bubbles out of the air. No problem for him. And Nelson gets stonewalled. No goals this series. 33 in the regular season for Brock Nelson, but he's looking like his Olympic self, and that's not good. As Nathan MacKinnon on the backhand now, dropped for Cale Makar. Into the traffic, into the screen, Carter Hart makes 2 saves, and it gets out of the zone to Devontae's. Hertl can't get to it as Cale Makar. Lopped it into the corner now. Rims him behind the net of Carter Hart. Mustard gold, throw right to Cale. It's one guy to give it to, Rister. And this one is blocked before whatever hit Carter. Hart bounced off the Colorado body, and his stick broke. Sent back around. Nathan MacKinnon put Vegas in a spin cycle on their own end. MacKinnon still trying to put this across the wall. I believe that is Logan O'Connor now. He's getting shoved. Nathan MacKinnon going to get off the ice. Not a good time to do so because the wrister will go to Blackwood. And Keegan Kolsar, he will take a couple stick swipes because he was getting them as good as he got. 5:07 of the first. One more break, and then we'll get set to end this opening frame. It's still 1-0 Vegas.
to game 4 in Las Vegas. Colorado with 6 shots on goal. The last one, the breakaway by Ross Nelson. What you're really running into is a Vegas team that pitches tight into the neutral zone. They take away the speed and velocity of the forward, and if you don't make a good running out pass, you've got to reload and start again. Look at them here. Forwards up. Scissors is in the middle of the ice. The fence is up. Right at the blue line, it's an offside. Really difficult to stretch out Vegas. You might have to go sidewall with support to the middle.
This series, just 2 goals per game. In the regular season, 3.63. First, second round, 4.11, which were tops for Colorado, but they have been subdued here. 5 minutes left to go in the opening frame. I do hope to be joined by Cooper Hopkins. He did not say he was going to, but it's been eerily quiet since I've been covering the Stanley Cup playoffs. I haven't seen any Genji, I haven't seen Nava or Cooper Hopkins, although I did send some messages back and forth to him. Shotboard is 6'5", is Carter Hart, getting some camera shots now. 11-3-3 in the regular season, a save percentage of .891. He's 11-4 already in the postseason with a .230 goals against and a .923. So he has bumped his numbers up big time. Face-off win is Rasmus Andersson. Putting behind the inboards, Eichel steals. Near the left side red line. Back to Noah Hannafin, and then the back skated out of the zone. He had Nick Waugh on his grill. And this will go back now to Hannafin. I'll have to get rid of it quickly. It's too hard off the inboards to find Rasmus Andersson, and a short side chance canceled off the left post by Carter Hart. Barbashev takes a hit. He'll pry it loose. Hannafin now gets it ahead to Barbashev. Back pass. Oh my goodness, out of the air. Barbashev, and then a baseball style swing for Will Karlsson on a 1-on-1. That was a floating backhanded pass. No look from Barbashev. Karlsson read it the whole way, and he sticked it out of the air, but Blackwood made a gigantic save. That's a pretty sequence there. That's a long reach. You got that 9-iron out there, and Blackwood able to hold on to it, close it underneath his left armpit. That's a great play. 165 career goals with Vegas, second all time. Jonathan Marchessault, 192. But he is with the Nashville Predators. Marner, slap shot blocked. That broke the stick of Wild Bill. He got to go back and get some new lumber. Coughlin, Korchek. Send this one a good touch pass from Howden. Karlsson got his new blade. Part of that twig is on the left dot. That is in the Vegas attacking zone. So keep that in mind until we get a stoppage. And it's Manson. Kiviranta now trying to send this around Parker Kelly. Kiviranta finishes his hit. There's a flip pass. Picked up now by Brett Kulak. With the behind the inboards now. Sam Malinski do the same. Pick it back around now for the Colorado defense. A dangerous pass. And this is taken away. Parker Kelly couldn't get it off in time. Mitch Marner. That is intercepted near the Vegas helmet. And Colorado has it in their own end. Here is Nazem. He will try to leave it here from Marty Necas and then out of the zone. Cale Makar. 3:05 left to go in the first round there with you. I'm your play-by-play man for Game 4 of this Western Conference Final. Vegas up 3-0 in the series. They're up 1-0 so far in this first, courtesy of Mark Stone. Shotboard just 7-6, so it's been kept low. Colorado's had some later in the period. Kadri, take a shot. This one is deflected. Being chased in the corner now for Cale. Throws an open pass. Trying to look for Marty Necas. Necas will spin. Looping in behind the inboards now for Brock Nelson. Gets the steal. Back to the point for Taves. Here is Makar. Back to Taves. Long wrister goes off the blocker to Hart. And up and out of play at 2:28. So the one thing that was interesting coming into this game, even though Vegas had a 3-0 lead, the money line was still on the Colorado Avalanche. Carlson will win a D zone draw. Back around the end boards for Rasmus Anderson and out through neutral. Marner will chip. Scoring chances are 6-1, and all 6 chances are scoring chances for Vegas. They lead 1-0. Colorado does have 8 shots, but just 1 scoring chance. Outstretch. Hit over to Landeskog, bounced off his skate. It was turned over and then saved by Blackwood. Toward the left side red line. Here's Landy now. Try to get this pass across from Lehkonen. Back around to Nathan MacKinnon. We'll swoop it into the open right corner. MacKinnon going to get it back. He'll try to feed it to Landeskog near the crease. And this will be sent back down. $1:40 left to go in the first. As Colorado take this one left to right again. They got the cerulean pants with the maroon tops and the white jerseys on the road. This will be the last time that we see them. Here is a one-on-one off a rolling puck, a back pass. Colorado can't clear it out. Players run into each other here. Vegas might get some puck possession out of this. Send to the left side red line now. Dowd, fourth line, throws it back to the point. Brister for Theodore, initially saved by Mackenzie Blackwood. Turnaround chance and a whistle at 1:04. And we get a penalty for a hooking call. And we'll see who gets it. Looks like it's going to be Josh Manson. Vegas goes to the power play for the first time. Hertl, Eichel, Dorofeyev, Stone, and Marner on the power play. Lehkonen, Nelson, Makar, and Taze on the penalty kill. With Makar returning back since Game 3, he is back out there killing penalties on the power play. Devin Taze was the trigger man before that. So Vegas is going to get some carryover power play time if they don't score. 7 power play goals in the last 8 games, 7 of the last 22. Not too bad, all things considered. Just a shade under 33%. Eichel from behind the inboards now. Stone able to get a steal. It's Tomas Hertl on the left dot. Stone off of a couple of stick chops. Eichel still trying to battle for possession. And 29 seconds left in the first. We'll see if there's going to be a delay of game against the Avalanche. Hertl wants it. The Colorado Avalanche don't think so. And Artturi Lehkonen might be the guilty party if it is on him. So it's Eichel, Hertl, and Stone. It's on the right side red line, and I have not. It's rolling puck maybe toward the right boards once they play it. That's a penalty. That's a delay of game. Lehkonen should be going to the box. I think it's Devon Taze actually is the one that should be going to the box for a delay of game. We got a third look here now. I see Devon Taze's blade throwing it over the glass. I believe this is going to be called here. Devon Taze is the one that kicks it off his skates, and his attempt to clear it shoots it over the glass, and we'll see. They're not going to give it to Taze. We thought they might. Dave Jackson says no. It might have been too much of a guess. Here's Marner. Wrister near the back post. Eichel was open, but the rebound didn't fall to him. They'll recollect. 15 seconds left to go in this first. Marner has it. He gets it to Eichel near the left dot. Sends it toward Blackwood. Eichel will get it back. He fights for it now. It'll fall to Blackwood. make the save. 9 seconds left to go in this first. Got at least time for one more draw. Eichel going to get set to take it against Brock Nelson. You think Eichel's got the advantage here. He's one of the best. This is dropped here. Dorofeyev with a bomb. This one goes off the blocker of Blackwood. It's the second time they're able to set up that play. They flipped out of the zone, and that will end the first. With the Vegas Golden Knights, they played a great opening period. They lead 1-0 after 20. Mark Stone got the goal. We'll talk in a bit. Let's give you the team stats after one. Shots. (9-8) for VGK. Hits. 11-8 for Vegas. Face-offs. 13-10 for the Golden Knights. And then 1 for 1 on the power play, they don't score.
Something just happened. It's not the car, the places you go, the moments he creates.
ones are paired, personalized plans. You can lose the weight and keep it off. Get started now for $79. From senior to childcare to pets and more, the newcare.com makes it easier than ever to find the care you need. And you don't have to hire just anyone. You can find a background checked caregiver who's the right fit for you. Join now and find care at care.com.
Welcome to ESPN First Division Report. I heard we can get to get it.
A remarkable comeback by the Vegas Golden Knights.
One game to play this.
What went for the Stanley Cup Finals? Just see how ABC looking forward to being on the big guy. 1-0 Vegas sees the Avs after 20 minutes of play. As you said, it was not a clean period for Colorado. What do you mean specifically?
Well, I got a competitive period. It's not a clean period, but they give them offense. It was a fundamental mistake, a breakdown that caused a goal, and something that was completely preventable by the players who were very good with Sean Avery.
We can see what's happening with Cale Makar. He's really trying to create some offense, which they desperately need in this series. MacKinnon never goes to really skate well, but Makar is on the point check. And what I like about him, when he gets in there, he stays in there, trying to create something. It doesn't happen for him, but he's such a great skater. Now he gets out of there, but Pavel right there for a minute. You can see him retreating back into position. Now look at Artturi. He's open, but Artturi has his man wide back. He has to get into that. Makar is actually counting on him, trusting he's going to do that. Roll it a little bit more. Might be backed up. Drop it right there. You can see Makar now is going to fuck this guy. He's got to do what he has protected. This player can come across. Goes to the action. Never looked like I hit by this player. Sure enough, working the front goal. Wide open player that Marner never got his eyes on. That was a preventable goal. When I say talking about playing fundamental this entire year, we're going to do the what you found the fundamentals there. The player made a mistake and sure enough, it's back in the net. Washington Brave, the only goal. So the 8th career goal, the potential clinch game for Vegas, one behind Jonathan Marsh, so the franchise record. I feel like nobody would put Mark Stone in the top 10 goal scorers for the NHL. The USB, I mean, a guy scored a big goal in a big game, but Mark Stone's on my list. But I mean, Mark, swing it to you. What do you see out of MacKinnon and Makar?
Wow. Well, Makar looks a lot better than he did in that first game. I think he was just kind of feeling it out and seeing how he is. But he's got such a dynamic play.
This is when they're at their best. The kid bouncing through the neutral zone like a horse on the Kentucky Derby. You got Makar coming into the second layer. And this is what you can't prepare for as defenseman. A horse coming in like that, turning up, creating time and space. And then maybe back there in the world coming down the pipe. So if they could get a little bit more of this action going in the offensive zone, through the neutral zone off of turnovers, that could be a problem for Vegas Golden Knights for the next 40 minutes.
It's interesting we're talking about Colorado. And Vegas is up on nothing. But you see the way Vegas created, defended that way. It's perfectly regarded. Perfectly, all 5 guys created. Back to the front of the net. They're not getting second, third chances in front of the goaltender. When they do get a chance, Carter right there to the save. They're proving to be a tough out there. They are the leader of Carter personally right now. He's not that. They have enough time. They have enough time. You don't need a lot of time. Every time there's a lot of hockey left. You don't need a lot of space. Not a lot of berries left for Colorado. You don't know a lot of time. Yeah, your halves. We'll go east.
That's your reset in the comment box. Or to give that back to chill out here. I'm going to rest the voice just in case.
There's something important I need to tell you. I should have said this a long time ago. Now that I caught that, you're eligible to become a member of Navy Federal Credit Union. You can't hear you. Because I'm an Army veteran,
Looks like Evgeny Malkin's also going to return a 1-year deal. He's turning 40 on July 31st. He's played 20 seasons alongside Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang. So he's got 1 more year left in the tank.
MacKinnon for a convertible?
How about an SUV? Want to get out of here? Yes, that's she done.
What's his Sonic thing?
Okay, let's move on.
Well, this truck's way right here.
Whatever it is. We're here for it.
Are you one of the names surprised by lots of prices? But AT&T just raised your rates. You have rights. I'm not entirely sure we are because I'm a lawyer and just a child British actor. But I do know this. Right now, bring your phone to T-Mobile. They'll give you $400 plus pay off your phone up to $800 when you switch. And with T-Mobile's price guarantee on their experience plans, they won't raise their price on your rate plans for 5 years. Join T-Mobile.
Beginning the third quarter here between the Thunder and Spurs. Thunder up by 11, 69-58. You can catch that one on Peacock. Depending on what happens with this series, probably going to cover Game 6 on Thursday. Take the off day tomorrow because there's some house repairs and stuff to do. But for Thursday, if this one is done, we probably will take a look at the Thunder and Spurs and see who goes to the NBA Finals. We already know the opponent on the East is the New York Knicks, who are still waiting. They've had back-to-back sweeps in series. They've won, I believe, now 11 straight games. They're playing well, but again, I hate to pick against them because I think whoever comes out of this series between the Spurs and Thunder probably wins it against the Knicks.
There are no guarantees in sports. But one thing's for sure, when you can breathe better, game days are better. Dupixent continuously works to help prevent asthma attacks. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Some adults felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for things: mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Introducing Subway's new fresh value menu. 15 different protein pack choices, all for under $5. With new 6-inch deli wings, $3.99. Protein pockets, $3.99. And a 6 inches up in the day, $4.99. Always freshly made, always available every single day.
Welcome back to the Expedia First Intermission Report.
Last night in Montreal, was it Aho, was it Svechnikov or Aho? In the end, it was Svechnikov and the Carolina Hurricanes. Both of them are there. Just 2 bucks from Montreal. That's kicked a shot on goal. Here's Leah Extall.
Carolina Hurricanes coach Rod Brindamore said that his team is playing a mature game, and what that means is that the players are playing for the team. After a Canes win in the dressing room, they give the player of the game this rope, and it symbolizes what Brindamore is speaking to. Everyone pulling the rope in the same direction, aligned and working towards the same goal. He said, you can't do that unless you have a very strong leadership group within your room that is pushing the coach's message to the group and keeping everyone on the same page. As for Montreal head coach Martin St. Louis, he says he doesn't think that his young Canadians team can match the maturity of the Hurricanes, but he does believe they have the tools, but they're going to need to elevate in Game 4 to even this series at 2.
Carolina just opens overtime. 7 straight overtime wins. Uncanny. They had 2 months off in the playoffs. Of course they got late there. We're going through some people here. Vegas going to have a power play to start the period in 57 seconds. That was the second one. For Colorado, shoot the puck. They got to get more shots on that. I like MacKinnon and Makar getting going, but you got to put pucks in the net. You have to try to break up Vegas' defense.
Yeah, and get pucks in the net, but also get people in front of Carter Hart. Playing unbelievable, making saves, drop saves, breakaways, and for Vegas, I just keep saying that Dan goes on. It's way in the right area. Yep.
Tom, we have time for PK's dream or not? I'm sorry, until we're out of time. You want to hear it? I do, but I got knocked out in the love line game. I got hit. That's what it was. I bet anybody here know? I'll bet this Canadian right around I was knocked out. You had points. I woke up in the middle of the road.
You got about 2.5 more minutes, and then we'll start the second period. The Vegas Golden Knights are up 1-0 after 1. They lead the series 3-0. They could finish it off tonight and knock out the President's Trophy winners, Colorado Avalanche.
But what really matters to me is that people turn down by not switching to Geico. Customers could save $900, Oh, prevention? It's not quite one. Excuse me, sorry, do you have this in extra small?
Oversized design. Totally.
It feels good to find the right fit. It feels good to gut now.
Did everyone in with iPhone 17 Pro? Stay connected with AT&T.
Hey, you got this, guys.
Get iPhone 17 Pro on us with iPhone trade-in. Any condition.
Hot dessert.
You just walk around. Our photo tone has set the standard for over 80 years now. There's really no comparison. It's made with durable canvas, tested to carry up to 500 pounds, and it's made right here in Maine.
Wait. Does anything keep you back?
Roundup dual action.
Does that see prevent weeds for up to 4 months?
You will prevent weeds for up to 4 months with Roundup dual action. This stuff works.
The Burger King value menu lets you make the rules.
Whatever I'm feeling, that's my deal.
Whopper Jr. and chicken fries again?
So, still feeling it?
Choose your $5 duo or $7 trio for 7 tasty menu items like the original chicken sandwich.
You like winning on the field? Even more fun winning on Deal Cash.
Lori won $2,000 to the Aries with just $1, and Joseph won an iPad for just $6. There's millions of fast options. So try today at DealDash.com with $50 of free credit and your first win guaranteed.
You ever get a junk email for a free trial? You need this app, Rocket. It's easy to see all of your subscriptions and cancel the ones you don't want in just a few taps. And you can save even more by using all of the app's features. Stop using cash on subscriptions you don't even use.
Look, if you're an executive, this shirt is a must-have in your closet. I was tired of floppy collars and shirts and sweatpants, so I got this shirt I saw on TV, and now I don't have to work. I got it shipped in no time, and I switched from regular polos to this immediately. The brand is called Colorado. They make a regular stretchy golf shirt, but the top is from Colorado. I got rid of so many problems by upgrading to this. No dry cleaning needed anymore. I'm free from uncomfortable long sleeves, and the collars stay stiff all day. Get 20% off today using code TV at collarsandco.com.
You're watching the Stanley Cup Finals on ESPN, presented by Red Bull. Colorado Avalanche in a must-win situation for the season is over. Down 3 games to the Western Conference Finals, trailing tonight 1-0 against Vegas. Winning ingredients brought to us by Chipotle and Ray Ferraro. Here's the only goal of the period. Look, Necas and MacKinnon are going to jump off the ice. The last forward on the ice is Nick Walk. But Walk seduced by getting to the puck. Chasing the puck, his job is to support the defense, and when he does it, that opens up this long lead pass. MacKinnon, or rather, now pumps one up to Mark Stone, and it's 1-0. Walk hungry gets the point to the third zone. We talked about them up the ice. Now here's some of them out into the middle of the house. The Colorado.
So here's something we can talk about before the start of the second frame. Shots in that first period, it's pretty much away from the circles here for the Avalanche. Everything on the slots defended. Again, if you could do that with consistency when you're getting deep in the playoffs, again, you're in the Final Four right now. This is the Western Conference Finals Game 4. Vegas up 3-0. When you can do that against a team like Colorado consistently, that's another reason why you're up 3-0 in this series. 7 shot attempts for Vegas in the inner slot, nothing for Colorado. As we just talked about, ozone time even favors the Golden Knights, 355 to 330. First period of this series with more ozone time in Colorado. So maybe they're wearing them down. This is a short-handed wrister attempt from Logan O'Connor that will go up and out of play. Keep in mind, Vegas had the one power play. There was a high stick called against Colorado. So 48 seconds of carryover time, but it is an ozone draw for the Avalanche here after O'Connor's miss of the net. Brock Nelson going to get set to take it. He can't win it. 14-1-5 and leading after one in the regular season, 4-0 in the playoffs. Mitch Marner Left side red line, carries it in. Marner now able to get to the 1-on-4. That was just a back check there for the Avalanche. Mark Stone. Now Dorofeyev. Here's a wrister. Hertl. Now Stone puts it in behind the net. Stone gets canceled off for the hold, and Devon Tays will be content to clear it down as his right. His team is on the penalty kill. Jack Eichel will get the pass from Carter Hart. Play on his backhand and able to skate in. Leave for Hertl in the high slot. Back to Jack left dot. This is Marner with a wrister. This will go wide to the right post to Mackenzie Blackwood. And then away to Rasmus Anderson. So it is Vegas turned away on their power play. They had carryover time from the first game. 5 would be 8:15 Eastern. That's if necessary on Thursday. I will be back on Thursday for a call, but that might just be Spurs and Thunder as this goes up and on a play against Colorado at 18:42.
Colorado, Blackwood made a couple of good stops. They had really one or two good chances in the period. That one be something that you want to talk to your team about. Just be patient. Now all of a sudden you think we've got it create, we've got it create, then you get down 2 becomes 3, and it's over. So it's patient.
Will Carlson will take the face-off against Landy. Landy wins a spinning vulcanized rubber back to Brett Kulak. Kulak long flip, no problem there for McNabb. Be a pull ball pass, go down the ice, and Colorado will get an icing out of this, but they'll take it in the O-zone. About 90 seconds of the middle frame have expired. Vegas does a really good job, as we've seen throughout the series. This is the second game covered here, but taking the air out of the balloon. And no matter where the game is, they can always dictate it in their own favor. And is a testament to how good they are. And John Tortorella, too, to re-rally the troops. MacKinnon off the wrist from the face-off win from Landeskog. Shot goes wide. Picked up on the forehand. Spin and turn down Makar from a sharp angle, and Carter Hart will fall on that one. And at 18:21, the shot board now even at 9 apiece.
If you haven't watched that, you need to check it out. Very, very well done as usual with that Stanley Cup.
Landeskog going to try to repeat what we did about 15 seconds ago. Win a draw. This one bounces off the blade of MacKinnon right to Tays, and then Tays will take the shot in the high slot, and it'll be solved by Carter Hart. An easy save for him with no traffic in front. Colorado now on the edge of the shot board at 10-9. Colton Sissons against Landeskog, so back-to-back draws at this. This time Landeskog can't win it off the draw back, but he will steal. Near the left side boards, Landy trying to make a power move here to Nathan MacKinnon. And MacKinnon on the back pass, he was looking for Artturi Lehkonen, and it's floating, and then swung and missed by Devon Tays as Cale Makar. He'll pivot. Nice move. He'll get this one back to Tays in his own end. Tays almost loses it to Dowd, and then picked up on the rush. Here for Nate Dogg, looking for Landeskog. This one knocked down by Braden McNabb into the corner. And Sissons, he touched us. Devon Tays, Cale Makar from the right dot. Long outstretch pass. Looked like Colorado was almost off sides. Nathan MacKinnon throws it back in the little slot, bounces off the mustard goal. Now Makar trying to get a retrieval across the right side line. And Dorofeyev has it now. His back pass is a flutterer, and this will work for Shea Theodore. Theodore off a long outstretch. Here's Josh Manson on the steal. Got away for Necas to get back on side. Dump it in, but whistle before the play at 17:09. Colorado going to get a power play here. Hooking call against the VGK. We'll see what that one is. It looks like Cole Smith going to get picked up for it. Hook right in on the hands of Josh Manson. And that was pretty innocuous As Manson made that look, he just fought right through it. And Tortorella says, come on. He doesn't like that there at 17:09 because you don't want to get Colorado back into the game at any point. But again, they had a 3-0 lead in game 3 after 1. And that all got turned away. So what can you say? If you're Vegas, just continue to do what you do. Keep beating that drum. One more draw here for Landeskog. He's 2 for the last 4 now. Avalanche just 1 for 9 in this series. Vegas penalty kill was above at 95%. And even if they go 9 of 10, it would still be 90. But they are about as good as it gets. Landeskog, Necas, off the drop here for Kadri. A spin and turn. Still with it now. Try to throw it back to the point. Kadri gets knocked down. This goes to Cale. High slot, Cale. He thought about it. Leaves for MacKinnon now near the left out. MacKinnon on the bumper to Necas. Back to Nate Dogg. On the left side, Necas looking for a tip play, and that one goes wide. The Karam goes away from Makar. Buck 10 thereabouts left to go in Colorado's first power play. 16:20 left to go in the second. One power play point by D-Man, Devon Taves. That's it in this series. As it is Eichel almost getting a breakaway shorthanded, but Cale Makar will stick it away just in time. Landeskog for MacKinnon, touched by Carter Hart. Here's Shea Theodore. He will take the long clear. That'll work out. Cale Makar didn't even go up the ice, so he pushed it to MacKinnon, who got in the zone. Subsequently turns it over. All the way down to Mackenzie Blackwood, but it touches the stick of Cale. 35 seconds left to go in the power play. Makar. There's a drop from Marty Necas. Now Devon Taves racing across the left wing. Taves got nowhere to go with it. It's Brent Burns, fresh off a change. Necas now to the left out where MacKinnon was. Necas looking with his head up. Doesn't see anything. Still surveying. Throws it back to Burns. One-timer Nelson. That one blocked after it hit Carter Hart. Burns has it now. This pass to Nelson gets fumbled. He's got to retreat in his own zone. And Colorado's power play expires. Nelson now up the logo. He's on his backhand to the net now, Nelson. It's a weak shot on the backhand. It was a great escape. He didn't get all of it. Carter Hart makes the save. Lehkonen steals. Nelson sends it across. And Carter Hart fights that off too. Here is Vegas now on a 3-on-3. Send this one in the corner now. Mark Stone gets inside opposition against Burns. Nick Waugh steals it. Devon Taves up the ice. Taves now up the long flip. It's slowed down by the blade of Hart. 14:30 left to go in the second. John there with you on a solo call. It's been a lot of these of late. I'm missing working with the boys. As it's picked up here for Brett Kulak. Now alongside for Jack Drury, Parker Kelly will take a wrister on the left side dot. It gets saved by Hart. And on the left side red line, that's where it is. And back in behind the inboards as we change ends. Kulak with a tip out of the air. Picked up now off the Karam near the left dot for Drury. Back around for Kelly. It's Sam Malinski. Jack Drury. Throw to the point. Kulak with a bomb. This is deflected. Bounced off Dorofeyev. Sam Malinski will get there first. Across neutral. He's on his back skate. As Marner chips it in. Malinski now. Really good looking young player for Colorado, but they're going to need a lot more of that. The shots this period are 6-0. It doesn't just shot attempts for Colorado. As this is Vegas now. That will be the first one held by Blackwood in the high slot from Barbashev.
We're in fabulous Las Vegas. The Golden Knights, 1 win away from their third trip to the Stanley Cup Finals.
So first break at 13:35 of the second. Shot attempts, I'll just mark this in parentheses, not on goal, are 6-1 for Colorado. But the vice grip is being applied as it's been throughout this series by the Golden Knights. Not seeing much danger from the Avs. As I'm looking at the time on ice, Barbashev just sits at 5:45. It looks like everything has been evenly distributed. Cale Makar already at 12 minutes for Colorado, 10:51 for Tays. So Marner has more time than MacKinnon just by 5 seconds. But the defensive pairings of the Avalanche, I'm surprised that Josh Manson is only at 5:41. But the defensive pairing blowout time for Cale Makar and Devon Tays is already about 4 minutes higher than anything on Vegas. So they've been able to roll 6 defensemen. Again, you address the 6 correctly, but they've been able to evenly distribute their time. And that has kind of been something you talk about in the series, as I mentioned. You got 6 defenders on Vegas that you can use to shut down line 1, 2, 3, or 4. Carter Hart, 14 of 14. Mackenzie Blackwood, 9 of 10 to date. Vegas will win this draw, and McNabb's chance to Carlson will get denied by the left pad of Blackwood. We are getting dangerously close to halfway through regulation here. It's still just a 1-0 lead for Vegas, but the amount of time that they've been able to frustrate Colorado. Again, I said this before the recorder started, but you look at the defense time split between Colorado and Vegas, and you got about 4 more minutes for Devon Tays and Cale Makar than anyone else in Vegas, the John Tortorella squad. So all 6 have been able to shut down lines 1, 2, 3, or 4 of Jared Bednar's squad. That's been the story of this series alongside Carter Hart. MacKinnon's pass. And a back pass for Logan O'Connor. So they're trying anything with Nathan MacKinnon here. That's interesting. There's a chance from the point. Carter Hart closes that off from Brent Burns with the right pad. Had some trouble with it in behind the net of Carter Hart. Vegas, I think, is going to ice this puck unless it's bounced off a blade. It did, so Manson still has some work to do on his own end. He does not get it out. Nick Waugh helped provide some back support. It's a touch pass from Burns and sent it off the dump. Carter Hart chipping off the glass hard and on the end wall. And Nick Waugh pick it up in his own end. Will get off the ice. As it's the back pass from Burns and off the window. Vegas subsequently steals. It's Eichel. They'll set it up. We'll try to pick it up now off that back pass. Put it toward the net of Tomas Hertl. Vegas steals again. Here's Stone. Backhand. It broke the stick of Burns and goes wide of the left post. Burns can't get off the ice. Now he can. They'll be able to get it all set up here for Nazem Kadri, who sees that alertly. You got one attacker in Colton Sissons. And you got to watch out for that blade in behind the net of Mackenzie Blackwood. That might make life difficult for Colorado should they need to play some defense. Brock Nelson will backskate. McNabb's pass, a good one. It's Sissons on a backhand break. And Blackwood throws it in the corner. That's the second breakaway that Vegas has had. Shot board is 14-13. Kadri gets hit. Another breakout. And a chance goes up high. Mackenzie Blackwood's had to deal with a lot of odd-man rushes here as Vegas now throws the body on a good hit into the neutral zone. They're starting to turn the pendulum here a little bit already, looking to add to their 1-0 lead. This is chopped to the right side corner. Now that stick is broken in half. And this is going to come into play here. Sam Malinski now for Nick Dowd. It's Jack Drury, the former Carolina Hurricane. Get this one up the ice. Kadri. He will work his way to the bench as it's Kulak now with Dowd. Malinski has it in his own end. He's going to be careful. He had 2 forecheckers in his grill. We'll get it across that Vegas logo at center ice. Dowd has his pass bounce off the blade of Kulak. He'll crisscross from left to right. Kulak looking for a break across the left wing. Drury takes another hit as Kiviranta will have this play blown dead before he touches the puck at 10-14 because of an offsides.
Breaks in half. Wow, did Colorado get away with one there? And then two breakaways. Shortly thereafter, Blackwood gets a glove on that bounce. Quick release hits the glove of Mackenzie Blackwood. He turns him aside. Keeps the game at 1-0. A pretty scary sequence for Colorado. They lead unscathed as Vegas started to move the puck quickly through the middle of the ice.
So it was Dowd, Hertl, and then Mark Stone off the setup. And it was a broken stick for Brent Burns, we was talking about a couple of minutes ago. Colorado dodging some bullets here. They're still only down 1-0, but we're at the halfway marker of this game. Here's Jack Drury. We'll chip it down deep now. Picked up into the corner here. Vegas. Mitch Marner bounces off his blade to Vontaze. Throw into the corner. Noah Hannafin got some defense to do as it's picked up here for Howden and then subsequently stolen. Long flip will be chased for, but Colorado going to get the hybrid ice courtesy of Devontaze.
Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals tomorrow night on TNT and HBO Max. Carolina leads that series 2-1. And you'd expect more of the same. Those two evenly matched teams. Well, it sure doesn't seem like there's much more, but it feels a little bit like Carolina started to find their game. They held Montreal to 13 shots yesterday. What you mentioned earlier, another over.
It's a D-zone draw for Will Carlson off the tie-up. Excellent work there. Colstar comes over, gets that steal. And this will be chipped in toward Blackwood, who will like to play with the stick. Had Marner in his face. Marner now gets the steal. Try to throw that out in front. That was dangerous there for Blackwood, but he got away with it. Barbashev and Vegas would have been off. Marner knew that. He'll just work his way to the bench. He's already there. And this will go back to the defensive court. Dorofeyev going to get off the ice too. Jack Eichel open across the left wing should they need to go there. 21 points in the playoffs leads for Mitch Marner. As Nate Dogg will throw this one down the ice. Looking for Landy. Sent back toward the right side. This is a good bump check there, but here is Barbashev with the touch pass. As this gets rimmed in behind the inboards. 8:40 left to go in the second. Josh Manson throws it right to Dorofeyev, and a sharp angled chance goes out of play at 8:36. Colorado's starting to turn this puck over, or they're having big trouble dealing with the Vegas trap. We'll take a break.
He's home to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Unlimited 3% cash back on dining and Capital favorite card. Just get one of everything.
What's in your one?
That name on your shirt, it means something. Because Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance to save people money. Stop that. Let's get out there. Play my games.
Agenda? Parents need to stay over there. Awesome. Get to everybody.
No. Only pay what you need.
Taco Bell's bus boxes are a introduction. When you get classics for $5 and gold for $7, or discover new retros for $9, like the shredded beef dipping taco, opulence is at your fingertips whenever the mood strikes. Ready to throw your head.
Excuse me. What makes this house red? It's a lie.
Pat? Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 lunch boxes.
Back here in Vegas, still 1-0. As we enter the second half of the second period, the Golden Knights have the lead on Mark Stone's goal, but the start of this period was all Colorado. Some really good work by Carter Hart as the Avalanche really pressured Brock Nelson a couple of good chances, but of late, it's been Mark Stone leading this comeback for the Golden Knights in this period. He sets up a couple of in-close chances. Now with the scissors and then Dowd's going to break in the clear. A good close stop by Mackenzie Blackwood. This game's still 1-0. Let's tide has shifted a little bit, and now it's time for Colorado to try and get themselves back to the square here in a must-win game.
Mark Stone with a goal, 2 hits, 8:07 of ice time. Vegas wins another one in the O-zone. Rasmus Anderson up from Stone and hits Blackwood up high, bounces off some bodies, and goes down the ice. Rasmus Anderson, take a look behind him as the icing is waved off. Nathan MacKinnon time on ice. He is already working hard in the second at 5:04. He's going to have more than he did in the first at 5:52. So we'll just continue to burn both ends. Rolling in over in is Necas, who's down on the left side dot. He was clearing the puck away. He might have got hit in the knee. And now Marty Necas struggling to get to his feet at 8:04 as the trainer going to come out here to attend to number 88. Tomas Hertl got some camera shots. Inadvertently, I didn't see it live, but maybe he's the one that contacted a knee against Necas. The Zebras will look at it. So we'll try to get the entry here for you now. It's toward the left side dot, and it looks like a caboose to knee situation. A little more inadvertent than anything else, I would think, for Tomas Hertl. And we'll see what he gets. Necas, I don't think he would sell it. He was trying to close it off, and it was really, again, a caboose to the inside of the right knee. And we'll see if we get anything out of this.
The only way you can get a penalty of that is if the linesman decides they think it's a major penalty, in which case that would start the mechanism, they would review it and rescind it to a minor penalty. But then again, you don't want to call major penalties just a default, so you can go review them. It's just a missed minor penalty. Those things happen, and we have to live. The game goes on.
Of course, the Vegas people felt like
So Dave Jackson said that would be a missed minor call. It doesn't look like they're going to call anything, so we should be back underway here. So Tomas Hertl does get a piece of Marty Necas. He doesn't get burned for it. John Tortorella, he just looks unpleased in the sense that the play is stopped at 8:04. And Jared Bednar trying to be as cool as a cucumber in his blue striped suit.
Well, maybe if it's 2-minute minor, they can't call that. It's only a major reduced to a minor. That wouldn't have qualified as a major under any circumstance. So a missed call.
12 points in the playoffs, 100 in the regular season, a career high. So Marty Necas was really good all the way up until this series. You could say that for all of the Avalanche. It's not just Brock Nelson. You need everybody else to score, but the big boys got to be able to carry that heavy burden. Otherwise, that's why you're down 3-0. And you're dealing with Vegas' defense and Carter Hart. Here's Mitch Marner. That's unbelievable skating there. He gets it back to his defense between two abs, and this bounces away from Brent Burns and then looped back down in the corner. Pass will actually bounce out front, I believe, of Braden McNabb, as this is Coughlin. We'll get it out. Rink wide feed for Cale Makar, Devin Tays. Cale Makar, he's got it. Across the left side wing, still dancing with it. Had to reach out with the right hand, send it back around now for Artturi, Lehkonen, and Nick Waugh into the right corner. 7 minutes left to go in the second frame. John, I'm with you on the solo call. It's still a 1-0 lead for Vegas. Mark Stone scored a little bit early inside that first 5 minutes. There's Nathan MacKinnon back out there already again. There's a hit near the left side boards, but this is long flipped out. Devon Tays pushed this one up the ice. He was looking for MacKinnon. The icing waved off. And while Bill gets around a stick lift, good stick chop across the right side boards as Vegas at least gets it to neutral. Devon Tays takes a hit. And on the back skate is Kulak. Put this in the corner here for Lehkonen. There's a windmill for Nathan MacKinnon. No penalty call as I was looking for the Zebras. Settled down now off the long flip. No shots in the last 8 minutes. We had that for about 7 minutes for the Avs in this frame too. But we do get a whistle at 6:17 of the second. And we'll see who it's on. Looks like Landeskog going to go to the box. Vegas going to get a second power play at 6:17.
MacKinnon thinks he's fouled and it should be a penalty. I don't believe so, but as the play returns up the ice, Landeskog's going to get called for cross-checking. There's no danger. Look at MacKinnon's furious. He thinks there's a penalty right there as he cuts to the middle. Landeskog, there's no penalty there. He hits the second one where he cross-checks up high on scissors. So Vegas will get a power play this last 90 seconds or so. As they go over one like Colorado. And it goes without saying, this is a critical penalty kill for Colorado.
In a low-scoring game, with Marner playing the way he is, with the big guns for Colorado struggling to put the puck in the net. Hertl killed him.
So it's a cross-checking minor against Landeskog and Colton Sissons. In the second one on the Necas Sissons, you didn't need to do that. But the one thing that's going to upset Colorado is that Tomas Hertl hit against Marty Necas that wasn't even an interference, or Nathan MacKinnon who thought he was tripped. But at least the one for Necas should have been a minor. That was a missed call. And Vegas able to get the second power play. Colorado doesn't have one yet. Or they're 0 for 1, I should say. That Vegas would be 0 for 2. Both teams have had one. This is the second one now for Vegas. 5:40 left to go in this middle frame. Here's Mitchell Marner. Here's a good outstretched pass from zone to zone, from D to offense. Here's Hertl. Now Marner sends it across off the outside of the cage of Mackenzie Blackwood. Picked up now for Hertl. Marner faked the slap shot. Now lets the slap pass go as it's sent behind the inboards for Dorofeyev. Not a Stone on the tie-up. Still working with it on the left side boards. Eichel by slot Marner. Patient with it. Here's a back pass. A no-look spin to Eichel. He's outside of the left dot. Here's Stone at the bumper. Left side red line looking right across for Hertl for a dink and dunk, but he can't find it. Eichel misses his hit. Stone throws it back to defense. Colorado look like they might concede here. As it's Eichel. He'll spin around one. That was Cale Makar. Work his way to the middle. High shot. Blackwood fights it off. Falls down. It's Hertl. Marner got to shoot it. He sends it toward the paint. This one wide. Picked up now for Eichel. Marner emerges. Left side. Dot Dorofeyev. Oh, what a save by Blackwood. Robbery on the right side post as Dorofeyev is stunned. And it keeps the game at 1-0. Marner didn't shoot initially. Blackwood made one save, picked up his goal stick, and then Dorofeyev in full stretch. That was the first denial. And then now toward the right side, gets some glove action. Dorofeyev could have scored twice, but Mackenzie Blackwood stood very tall. And Marner, he just shouts the words F and me as that one doesn't go in the net. Dorofeyev was trying to get his 11th to pass Fred Howden, who's got 10. But Blackwood, that was incredible as it's picked up here for Kulak. Now Barbashev, he will get it back. Hannafin hits Blackwood up high and then goes in behind the end boards. Man, oh man, Vegas's power play was looking good there. But Mackenzie Blackwood, he was the man. 4:11 left, it's an ice. Vegas really should have scored if not for the heroics of Mackenzie Blackwood. Those are better saves than anything Scott Wedgwood did in the first 3 games. But one more time, we can go to that narrative. Colorado just cannot put the puck in the net. And that has been their bugaboo. If Vegas would have scored again to make it 2-0, it certainly seems like Colorado would have been in trouble. But Vegas, that power play, real lucky there. Mackenzie Blackwood was as strong as he was. Brock Nelson. It's won by Eichel. Sent back here for Theodore. He was looking for a diagonal pass for Eichel near the left post. It bounces to Barbashev in tight. Barbashev's circle now for Jack Eichel. Eichel now. Back to Theodore one more time. Here's the slap shot. This blocked in front. Vegas picks it up. This goes back to Theodore. His pass does not get out. Vegas keeps it in. Barbashev, middle of the circles, will set that one up, and the stick chop by Colorado's defense will get it out. Here is Barbashev. No goals in the second period this series for the Avs, and that might continue for a fourth straight game. 3:10 left to go in the second frame. Again, they were up 3-0 in Game 3, conceded 3 times. They got no shots in the last 12 minutes for Colorado. This is the second stretch we've been able to talk about that. This is picked up now off the back pass, and Necas' pass does not find Cale Makar. Ripped in behind the inboards now, 2:45 left to go in the second. This is off the blade of MacKinnon. Here is Malinski with a wrister. This one goes up and out of play.
Here's the bill from the dealership where I got my car, and I'd like you to beat it with a better deal on one of these fine cars. Not how it works. Verizon it is. Anyone can bring their AT&T or T-Mobile bill and get a better deal. Isn't Verizon expensive? No. Better deal, best 5G network. This little red situation here, don't cover that. Bring your AT&T T-Mobile Spectrum bill for a better deal today. Underway, not as cold as Verizon. Everyone, bus member knows free delivery means unexpected guests of any size are not a problem. Carl looks like he can eat.
He's a machine. That's why my Walmart Plus member groceries delivered for me today.
Get you an update here as we're getting close to the end of the second period. If they don't score here, would be blanked. Fourth time. Make sure I throw that in the box for everybody. .230 left to go here in the second. Just updated the YouTube box for everybody here. It's still 1-0 Vegas. Mark Stone, the only goal, essentially within the first 5 minutes. Mackenzie Blackwood is making sure that this game stays where it's supposed to be. They're finally getting the goaltender that they've wanted. Wedgwood was good in Game 2, but that was really the only game where he kind of at least kept Colorado in it. But now Blackwood's the only reason why the Avalanche are still within a 1-0. As this is Necas. Now for MacKinnon. They've reunited that line. That pass for Makar missed badly. Had Josh Manson in the middle of the change, and this will get sent back around. Again, if you were in the Bowl Arena crowd right now, if they even get to Game 5, you would be completely nervous And Vegas has a quiet intensity in their fans, but everybody else on the ice has been locked in the mustard gold. Again, it'll be the white jerseys with the cerulean and maroon in the mix going right to left. Picked up now for Brock Nelson. It's the mustard gold now with the steel. They have the black pants and the white and red stripes. This is picked up by Manson in the high slot. Ball sends it across for Burns. Take his wrister deflected, and Vegas sends it down. Try to hunt for the puck now with $1:10 left to go in the second. Manson off an outstretch. 7:23 time on ice for MacKinnon here in this second. Enters the 5:52. Slap shot goes wide, and a tip for Dorofeyev goes up and on a play. Man, he could have a hat trick in this game if any of those go in the net. As it's sent back around, he's still got time. Barbashev cross ice. As this is knocked away. Eichel, it took Artturi Lehkonen 3 times to take the puck away from Jack. 40 seconds left to go in the middle frame. Barbashev. Watch this one go for an ice against his team at 42 seconds. The YouTube question I threw out there to you, will the Avalanche avoid the sweep today? 4 votes, 3 say yes, 1 say no. The money line actually in this game was on the Avs. But right now, Vegas is continuing to do what they've done throughout this series. Frustrate, and dictate. Picked up now by Eichel. And off the stick shot, MacKinnon holds it in. As this will hit the glass. Mustard Gold going to get there first, though. Eichel open across the right wing. They elect to go to Dorofeyev instead, and it's picked off by Taves. No goals in the second period, as we said, for the Avs in this series. They're about to go 0 for 4 in the second period. This is game 4. Necas, spin pass. MacKinnon, bouncing puck. Here's a wrister, and Makar's gets blocked. Picked up now for Necas, 8-88. Send this across. MacKinnon tried to feed it toward the left circle, and that is going to end 40 minutes. Vegas still leads by 1-0. No goals in that period, but more importantly, no goals for Colorado. Should that stay 7-0 leading after 2, Golden Knights are going to sweep the Avs out of here and go to the Cup final. We'll call the third when we come back. It is shots. Let's get you set up here. Shots on goal after 40. 20-15 for Vegas. So Vegas leads 11-7 in that frame, 20-15 in totality. Hits 19-15 Vegas. Hits. Colorado has the hit advantage, 11-4. That just means they haven't had the puck a whole hell of a lot. And face-offs, 23-18. Vegas. 10-8. Power plays 0 for 2 for Vegas. Oh for 1 for Colorado. And no goals to tell you about in that middle frame.
We're not done. The world's interest on this. Russian Creativity only gives this Friday.
All new drinks are in. Crafted sodas to refreshments. Ice cool, sweet, summer, fire. Try them all now.
OKC is 107-96 with the lead and 7:25 of the fourth.
And if you don't have the right arm coverage, you can pay for this yourself. Switch to Allstate, and you can save hundreds. Hey, Jules, you still dating that slot machine?
It's more than the cover. It's 130 all the way. And the heaviest 35 pounds ever used. It's broken curses. It's all about the broken hearts. The hearts are real.
Be right back.
For those chasing the question is, who will raise it? Stanley Cup Finals, EBC, ESPN now.
Can I have the leaf filter? Got a report.
From blizzard downpours to windstorms or heat waves, no matter where you live, Leaf Filter keeps your gutters clog-free year-round. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 833-LEAF FILTER or visit leaffilter.com.
Your sitting hurts. It's not just age, it's your chair. Most chairs push on your lower back with a lumbar support, but that's not how your spine actually stabilizes. It's time to fix your sit with Anthros. Our precision posture system has 2 unique supports for restoring your natural S-curve and reducing disc pressure by up to 40%. Try Anthros for 60 days risk-free. If your body doesn't feel the difference, your money back. It's time to fix your sit at anthros.com.
We recommend TimberTech 100% of the time when we're working on the waterfront or dock area. It's a low maintenance product and it's resistant to the weather. It's something that's going to be here for a very long time. TimberTech, it's everything which beat for docks.
Welcome to the Discover Second Intermission Report. Right? Really? Coach knows best, right? Coach knows the team best. Switching the goalie, the lumberyard, everybody involved for Colorado. Right. All hands on deck. Obviously, they got to figure out a way to score 2 goals here, either third or overtime. Avs have 4 straight periods. The mighty Avs, 4 straight periods without scoring a goal dating back to last week. But let's talk about all of Vegas' chances. Yeah, I said it feels like it's 4-0. It's only 1-0, but plenty of chances. Colorado just doesn't look comfortable. They're making mistakes all over the place. There are giveaways that hard-man rushes, other positions. You can see here, just a soft play in the middle of the ice. Yeah, and the Kenzie Blackwood guy, I played with in New Jersey. This guy's capable of not making the first, second, and third save leads, and the impossible one. He made some bell ringers, his left with call. So it is normal. These are the good ones. The good ones. Watch him stretch out here. No, one out. That's what I like to see. No, one out. That's what I like to see. That's the type of motivation that you need. You're going to call your way back into a series, you down 3-0. This is a type of motivation that can galvanize the group and get your group energized and ready to take over and protect you. And he's doing it. If you look at our 4th line, that's still Rafia, the lead goal scorer. No, without them, the team was way out of hand already. We talked about a coach on the team. He made a decision to change goaltenders, even though it wasn't a problem why they were losing. Blackwood rewarded him with a game that hopefully he can pull out in the third period, because he's given the team every chance to come back and win this game, but they got to find some offense. And with everything we've already said, again, as PK pointed out, there's still a 1-0 in it. I mean, that's all it is. And that's got to be how they're selling it in the Avs dressing room, I would think so. Going to the third period. Maybe the final period. What's up, Sid? Gino? They're going to run it back in Pittsburgh? One back. Wow. Tanger? Hey, I'm looking at the Penguins going to the playoffs this year. Nice little push. This is the Discover Second Intermission Report.
All your life, you looked at those dreams extra than complicated. Now you have a chance to feel right forever.
This second intermission report is presented by Discover, the official credit card of the NHL.
And this is from the woman over there.
I just earned 5% cash back on that. Also, if I start a condo, I know you join.
Earn 5% cash back in different categories each quarter and up to $1,500 in purchases when you act.
What you think right here to cut the trim or mow your yard? Ace has all the parts you need to get the job done right. Because gas or battery, your local Ace is the destination with the best power brands all under one roof, like Steel, Ego, Milwaukee, Craftsman, and Toro. And with free assembly delivery, or ready for pickup in just 15 minutes, conquering your outdoor projects has never been easier. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place of the helpful hardware folks. Any problems?
Need to get back on the road? Want to get out of here? Here for it.
Someone's popular. I've been selling stuff on eBay. Handbags. Rock, you hate me? Sold. Find what you love. Sell what you don't. I'm gonna get you a really good price on those earrings. eBay. Things people love.
We were torn apart at birth. That's dramatic.
This is the story of the best part of the sandwich and the spice.
That's it. Irresistible. Uncrustables are the best part of the sandwich.
Jack Daniels starts here. From caged spring water to sugar maple charcoal to smooth Tennessee whiskey. Made by those who pour everything into their craft. And that's what makes Jack, Jack.
Hot dessert Pepsi.
Can you just walk around?
Still got about 8 more minutes before it starts in the third.
Be very careful to be not too critical of Colorado because Vegas is doing a lot of that to the Avalanche. There's no question. Full marks. Very difficult. Full marks. Vegas might be 20 minutes away from the Stanley Cup Finals. We'll all see you there as well. This is big. There's no second in this room.
We got 2:54 left to go in Game 5 between Thunder and Spurs. And the Thunder have a substantial lead. I think that they should be able to hold on to 120 to 106 with 2:13 left. We got 3 minutes left to go before the start of the third period for us.
If you have moderate to severe eczema, do feel the heat. Some don't stop fast injury after first dose, and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. They cut right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away if you are worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about to fix it.
You know, coffee spikes your cortisol.
Yeah, but it's good for your liver.
Pro tip, magnetic hydration.
Cardio builds muscle gain. Hey, standing ruins your knees.
The sleep was overrated.
Sitting is hard on your head.
Companies everywhere bought into AI. Problem is, nothing works there.
That was not me. Only the ServiceNow AI platform breaks down the rules. It integrates everything.
Give me one for it. Any data source with the AI control center, we can finally manage all our AI.
ServiceNow AI platform lets you connect and control everything to put AI to work for your people. Let's see here. On the chair.
Easiest if everybody just moves down one. No, okay.
Great Clips gets that you hate to wait. That's why they have online check-in in the Great Clips app, so you can get a great haircut on your schedule and get right back in the game. Download the Great Clips app today. What does the $7 big deal meal get you excited? The real question is, what doesn't it get you? Enjoy a full meal plus premium chicken bites for just $7. It's the $7 Sonic Big Deal Meal. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or use of this broadcast is not expressly considered.
We're getting going here, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the start of the third. Tell me now. It's a 1-0 lead for Vegas. Had no goals in that second period. That was, more importantly, the fourth time in 4 games that the Avalanche did not score in the second. Do they tie this up? Do we go to OT? Does the Golden Knights sweep this series and take the President's Trophy winners right out of the building? What's your call? Colorado did not have a shot. The final 14-23 of the second period. Down 1-0 in this game because Mackenzie Blackwood has been so brilliant. He stopped 19 of 20. Carter Hart has stopped all 14 shots he's faced. But as I said in the YouTube box, I threw the question out to everybody. What happens in this period? Do the Vegas Golden Knights hold on? Do they sweep the Colorado Avalanche? Can the Colorado Avalanche find a way to get one and get themselves back into this game and then see what happens? Maybe force a game 5, or the President's Trophy winner is going to be on a sweep. That would be bitter disappointment, but Vegas essentially throughout, let's just say, this is the 12th period, they've been the better team in probably 10 of the 12 periods as far as execution. And Colorado's had a lot of those chances, but they just can't convert. It's another one of those where they can't. They're 23-0-3. They're leading after 2 in the regular season, but 7-0 in the playoffs. And it is only worth repeating a 1-0 game. It was Mark Stone scoring essentially within the first 5 minutes as this one's flipped in. Marty Necas. Now for Nathan MacKinnon. It's go time here for the Avs. It's been go time. This is sent back down, not ice. And Malinski going to get there first. And a little bit of the help there from the Colorado defense. Pushes ahead for Ross Colton. Opportunity now for Landeskog. He will flip this around. Jared Bednar starting to really move his lines around just to try to get anything going. It is Rasmus Andersson. Right side corner, Hannafin reaches out with a stick chop. Rasmus has it. He will take the flip and get it out of the zone. Sam Malinski picks it up off the bumper, gets a rough ride into the right boards, and Landeskog's chance is offsides. So John Tortorella, 7-0-1 since taking over in the regular season, has only dropped 4 games across the board. Hey, I reached out to Cooper Hopkins in hope that he would be able to join in. So hopefully I'm not interrupting anything, but this is a point where I just want to get us at least a call, if it's only for a period, because we might witness some history here, as this is picked up now for Horchak. Left side boards for Nick Waugh, the former Vegas Golden Knight. Colorado, one more time, was shut out in the second frame. All 4 games they've not scored in the second period. Third period goal differential in this series is -5. They were +12 before that. Wow, he's tripped up and behind the end boards here. And now Nick Dowd, former Washington Capital, will send this in across the left side red line. Dowd try to get this in behind the cage. Mackenzie Blackwood gets to start for the first time in this series. He has been sensational. The only reason why this game is still 1-0. Dorofeyev got robbed 3 straight times for those that are joining in late. Picked up now for Shea Theodore. Will turn on the burners and then get picked off across the Vegas logo by the Avalanche. Desperation there for Parker Kelly as this is rimmed around. Vegas gets knocked down off the puck. Fourth line trying to do some work as McNabb will watch this off the spin around. Picked up here by the Avs and then subsequently taken away. We'll see who fights for it across the blue line. It gets brushed aside. 17-10 left to go here in this third. Noah Hannafin now will be the first to it. You got the Calgary boys out there with Rasmus Andersson. Trying to find it now near the left side dot. Eichel can't get the steal. Picked up by the Avs. Good pass. Makar makes one miss. Carter Hart makes the save. And they thought he might have lost his goal stick, but Dorofeyev can't get it out. Colorado now pressuring. This has been their best pressure of the game. Just holding it in. Makar, he gets his wrister block, picked up in the high slot, and then sticked out. Tortorella's squad can finally take the change. 16:30 left to go in this third as it's sent in behind the inboards. Picked up now by Shea Theodore. Reverse hit takes Colorado off the puck. They'll loop it out. Here's Devon Tays. Tays' pass. It's intercepted by Wild Bill. He will get it now. Howden picks it up. He's got 10 in the playoffs right now. Here's his slapper. This finally goes up and out of play at 16:10. Cooper, I'm just glad to see you in here, and I'm looking forward to hear what you got to say.
John, it's taken far too long for us to get together. And I know it's the third, but when I get a text from my buddy John on, he's saying, look, I need to know, Cooper, is this it for Colorado's season? I'm not going to text back. I'm jumping on the broadcast. Dang it. And here we are, all to play for, still in a tight game. But Dorofeyev, he should have a hat trick at least, my friend.
That's what I said, too. You're picking up mind reader right off of that. I'm glad that we could join in at some point because I know we both wanted to jump in on this series. I know you're a busy man. This is only my second game covering in this. And I've tried to get games where I can too, but I don't think either one of us could miss this. It's been a while. Picked up now behind the end boards here. Marner. We'll have to get some thoughts on him at the break as this one goes up high. Picked up by McNabb at the point. Again, Vegas has done such a good job controlling the slot. Carlson walks in. Good save, Blackwood twice as he gets knocked down. Picked up now by Manson. Off the outstretch, Marner will chase it, forces a steal. McNabb pushes it up now to Carlson, who will get off the ice. Manson slows it down for Sam Malinski. Malinski had to do some heavy lifting when there was no Cale Makar in the first two games. Being down in that series as they were, he was forced to come into action earlier than he wanted, as it's sent back in by Colton Sissons. Tomas Hertl steals it. He'll turn around and shoot. Blackwood says no again. As this is random behind the handboards, here comes Vegas with a bomb. Hertl gets denied. It's picked up for Sissons one more time. He gets denied a wraparound. Thrown back to the point by Hannafin. It's tipped. Blackwood with another save. He's been busy.
Boy, John, Blackwood's been more than busy. He's been in double overtime already. It's like he's two goalies punched in. I'm looking at an avatar, a real guy and a hologram out there floating back and forth. He's just doing so much for this team. It's the only reason that they're still in it. I cannot believe that Colorado has let this many quality chances through on the man in goal.
There's two times, for anyone again that's joining in, it was 16 minutes with Colorado without a shot, Cooper, and then earlier in the game there was also an 8-minute stretch where they did not have a shot. Vegas is doing everything right. I mean, we talk about Noah Hannafin last year, but there's another reason why they went out and picked up Rasmus Anderson.
Yeah, Vegas right now just looks like a team. Look, you love the home cooking. You know they're going to get an extra jump from that home crowd. They look like a team that's ready to put the nail in the coffin. Colorado has not had an answer as of yet.
Shot board is 25-15 for Vegas. And as this series has gone along, and I agree with everything Cooper said, but it just seems like Vegas continues to find their game. And then how do you come back when you have a 3-0 lead in game 3 after one period, and then it's tied in the second, and then Vegas scores 5 unanswered and wins it? I mean, that's got to be the death sentence there. And then you're seeing desperation for Mackenzie Blackwood finally getting a start. You can't ask him to do any more. You got to get the puck moving the other way. And Colorado's not been able to do that in this series. As Marty Necas out there off the drop. Again, there's only been a couple of power plays. Vegas 0 for 2, Colorado 0 for 1. Mitchell Marner, he leads postseason points. As this one's sent in, they were looking for Carlson. It eludes Manson. Manson gets all turned around. He does unbelievably help get the puck out, though, as it's picked up now for Korchak and Coughlin. That's a third-line D pairing, but they're playing like a top line. Picked up now off the long flip. This is recollected on the back skate by Brent Burns and then intercepted. Mustard Gold have it. Howden rips it in behind the net. Bounces off the end boards here. Kulak will push this one ahead. Colorado will use the chip and chase, but Dylan Coughlin will get there first. Coughlin will keep his head up. We'll see if Jared Bednar's squad will take some changes. Again, it was the long leak out from McNabb to Mark Stone was the goal in the first 5 minutes. It's the only one. Fought off by Blackwood in a broken stick. Pulsar, I guess he just lost his twig. It's not broken, picks it up. Now to the right side, Malinski gets it out. 1-on-1. Here's Ross Colton trying to find a back pass there for Nelson. That's beautifully read again. Shea Theodore. This is just a brick wall everywhere. Colorado tries to go offensively. They have no answers. Lehkonen sends it in behind the inboard. Shot attempts this period, just attempts, are 9-1 for Vegas. It's Kadri. It's turned over. Picked up across the Vegas logo. And Vegas now can try to go right to left off the chip in again. They are in the gold jerseys with the black pants and red striping on the pant legs. The Colorado Avalanche in the white jerseys with the cerulean and maroon and the cerulean pants. Picked up here for Howden. Opportunity for Hertl. He'll get tied up. He gets it hard. And it looks the end boards. No call. That seemed like a partially dirty hit. As this goes in between, he still has his puck. They're battling for it now. I hope he's okay.
Lots going on here, John, as Kadri, former Flame, flies in. There easily could have been a call there, and you could have said that with a couple of other circumstances in this game too. I was able to follow along prior to us joining up here. We're going to get the media timeout. Lots of ways we could cover this thing, but man, huge smash. Kadri was in. I didn't realize he was in on the initial hit, then came back into the fray after the whistles finally blew. Yeah, it was a nasty hit there for Kadri. I'm going to ask what I asked you from the free agency frenzy. We knew that Mitchell Marner was the biggest prize in the offseason for Vegas. And I know we can talk about the Leafs and this and that during the break, but I just want to talk about specifically, how does Marner really fit in with Vegas? Is it just because they have such a better team around him? Because he just seems to continue to play his game. He played in Toronto, but now he's got more help. You know what I find interesting, John, and I am going to take a page out of what seems to have been Rasmus Anderson's book. You can even argue Noah Hannafin. You know me, I'm going to try to incorporate Calgary when I can, because guess what? They missed the playoffs this year. Big shocker there. But here's the deal. With Marner, I am starting to see a real pattern with players of a certain caliber having a belief, and I do think this matters, and this is some of what we talk about. It's tough to quantify. It doesn't always show up on the stat sheet. Well, it is now for Marner with his playoff performance. But I think that there is a real belief around the league that if you're looking for a new situation, if you're looking for a spot where you can join in with other, it's the misfits mindset, let's call it that, John. You're going to join in with other guys who may have been in other programs and other franchises around the league, may have not found their game the way they wanted to. It's just the brand of hockey that the Golden Knights play. Let's get together. We are by all being outsiders, we will become a team of one. I think that Marner felt like an outsider in Toronto, and he said, you know what, I'm going to take this chip on my shoulder, I'm going to take it to the Vegas Strip, and I'm going to make something happen. And he absolutely has, and he's not the only one. He's now on a long list of players who've been able to do that. Yeah, Dorofeyev was one of their late draft picks a couple of seasons ago in the top 25. He ends up getting 10 goals in the postseason. Cooper, Brett Howden has 10 goals in the postseason here for Vegas, and they just got Wild Bill back a couple of games ago, who's been injured throughout most of the year. He looked like he hasn't even missed a beat. Yeah, absolutely right. And dare we get a shot of Eichel? Dare we forget Eichel? You could also argue that a situation, right, on the other coast, where he's not feeling comfortable in his team, hasn't found his game, coaches that just can't get it dialed in, and he has been such a huge part of what Vegas has done. It's just how they go about the game, John. When we get another stoppage, I got another question to ask you about the Mustard Gold here, because there was a coaching change that we need to talk about as this is settled back down here for Vegas. McNabb now trying to find it. It's a 3-against-88, and McNabb will win that. Theodore, long outstretch. Here's Carlson. Send this one in for Brett Howden to chase. They'll get inside-out positioning against Cale Makar. Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon are playing in this one, but you know that they're beat up. And again, without Cale in those first two games, you could really notice it. And for Nathan MacKinnon, he got injured in Game 3 of the shot in off the instep. Not a lot of padding there, as we usually talk about. Jack Eichel turned himself into one of the best two-way forwards. Mark Messier compared Jack Eichel to Steve Yzerman off of the game from Scotty Bowman. I thought that was interesting during the first intermission, as this one is iced against Vegas. Yeah, John, I do think, I'm glad you mentioned it. I know that it's been covered fully, but the injury situation, this is always the case, right? And like we saw with the Flyers, serious injuries that those players were playing through. I mean, every team that's been eliminated, you find out what's been going on. I think we're going to have a list of pretty serious stuff that these players have been fighting through for the Avs. Hell, what was going on with the Flyers was probably even worse than what happened to the Panthers 3 years ago at this time. It was ridiculous. 100% correct. And we get another stoppage here. And Colorado still, as we get closer and closer to the halfway point of the third, only able to muster 15 shots. I don't know, John. I mean, you can only chalk so much up to injuries. There's got to be an urgency. I don't care what line is out there. You have to generate, and you're still in this game. You can tie it up with one shot. And we know how good Vegas is. Again, we're giving them all the credit. They're up 3-0 in this series, but there was an effort level so far as we get a face-off violation. But there's an effort level so far that has not been reached for Colorado, and that's very clear. Colton Sissons off the tie-up, but you had smart acquisitions at the deadline too. It wasn't just Marner.
I think Sissons and Dowd also add in that fourth line. They play some defense to do the right things and fit across. I don't know how Jack Eichel still held on to that puck as it was toward the left side. He was getting worked over. And now it'll be turned to fire for Dorofeyev. Back at the point now, Hannafin. That one goes wide to Mackenzie Blackwood. Again, the Stanley Cup final. Hopefully he'll be back alongside with Cooper here, at least for one of those. We'll see what ends up happening. It looks like Vegas certainly on their way. Carolina, as long as they get the OT, they'll be able to handle Montreal. But I still would like to see some pushback from Marty St. Louis squad. They're just not getting enough shots. It's a similar vein in this series. Sent back in behind the end boards now. Keegan Kolesar takes a hit. Mark Stone. He's the game's only goal scorer off a long outstretched pass from McNabb that got behind the defense. Tomas Hertl. 10:15 left to go in the third. One shot in the last 25 minutes for Colorado. As this is picked up here from McNabb off the crisscross. Stone will drop it back. One more goal might be it through the traffic as this goes behind the inboards. And I'm saying that with 10 minutes left as the third period is halfway gone. Nick Waugh now for Manson, who activates him behind the net. Where is it going to come from here? Slapper at the point. Sissons. This one gets blocked. Logan O'Connor open across the right wing, but Colorado cannot connect on a pass. They'll let their forwards for Jared Bednar's squad take a change. Landy back out there. Again, last time Cooper and I were on a broadcast, and we can say that during a Colorado game was when they won in 2022, but this is nothing like that. Backhand passes, easily read by Vegas. They'll transition one more time. Carlson, chip this one deep away from Howden. Crisscross here, as this is recollected here finally from Artie Necas. We'll get this in the offensive zone. Here's a drop. Landeskog overskates it, and Howden's stick got in the way. That'll bleed another minute off. 9 minutes left to go in Colorado's season. I can't even believe I'm saying that. Again, I said to Cooper, and I made this publicly, I picked this as a 5-game series, but they got the team wrong, and it might end in game 4, as it's Theodore from McNabb. McNabb now will get off the ice. D squad will change with the exception of Shea, and John Tortorella's squad will get it up the ice. Canceled off through neutral. Vegas steals again and slowly throw behind the end boards. A very professional game being played by Vegas. They're trying to reach the Stanley Cup final for a third time in 9 seasons. That comes as no surprise in between both. But I just feel like they're comfortable at any pace. Carter Hart had one shot canceled off. He hasn't had much to do. That did count as one, as I believe that's Kiviranta in the corner. If you have your fourth line be your best line, you're not going to win. As this is in the right side corner here for Vegas off the turnaround. It was Dylan Coghlan. Rasmus Anderson now will get this out. And this goes into the benches. But most importantly, Cooper, and I know we're thinking the same thing, time continues to run away as we take a break.
And Vegas, John, I think is running away with a trip to the Stanley Cup Final. This looks like a defeated Colorado team. I don't want to pile on. This has been a stunningly difficult series for them, and you've made it very clear. I agree with you, as we almost always do. Never could have predicted this unfolding this way. But the last 2.5 to 3 minutes of this period are really all I've needed to see to feel like Vegas is going, whether or not it finishes 1-0, Vegas is going to take this game. This was some uninspired shifts from the Colorado Avalanche, John. And I mean, it's the little things, right? When you're in a do-or-die situation in a conference final, and it looks like you're on the second half of a back-to-back on a Tuesday evening, you know, in Edmonton or in San Jose or in Chicago, and you're kind of phoning it in. Not a great look when you're in the final. That's what it seemed like the last few shifts for Colorado.
Couple things for me. What did you think of Kelly McCrimmon pulling the trigger quickly from Bruce Cassidy to John Tortorella?
Well, you know, that is the kind of high-risk decision that could change the trajectory of his career if that doesn't go well. I mean, can you imagine if Tortorella doesn't work out or if the bottom falls out?
Yeah.
And now it looks like the smartest decision of the year, if not in multiple years. And Tortorella, who's, you know, his style is abrasive. We think of multiple coaches through the years. I mean, even down to the Daryl Sutters of the world who have a very specific style. They're going to coach the way they're going to coach. And you got to know when you're bringing in towards what you're going to get. It's exactly what Vegas needed. And just as I'm surprised as you are about the outcome, or what looks to be the outcome of this conference final, I could never have thought that Tortorella would have had that type of an effect that quickly. Maybe over an off season into a next season, but to do it that fast, that's just incredible stuff, John.
So let me say this, because I have this in my notes as far as what Tortorella was going to be. I'd have to find it there, but it's about like 17, 18 wins and only about 4 losses. And even if it only burns, let's say 3 or 4 months, well, they got him in for the home stretch just to get in. They end up winning the Pacific, and that's what they wanted to do.
100%. You're hanging a banner. You're 7 minutes and 40 seconds away from hanging another banner with a chance to hang the ultimate banner. It's just out of this world.
So it is 7:30 left to go in the third, maybe in Colorado season. Cale Makar tipped. And another one of those, once we get a break, I think we'll get one more that I have a question. You probably know where I'm going with, but we'll wait. As it's picked up there. What an effort for Vegas. They get this one for Dorofeyev back around for Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel has been one of the best 200-foot players that we've had since he's been in Vegas. He's always been good in Buffalo, but now he's a defensive demon. Eichel now off the spin will send this one in. Mackenzie Blackwood turns it over. Vegas has it, and this will kill more time. This will be sent back around on the back skate. It's Theodore off the one outstretch. Mitch Marner throwing it in an open corner. It'd be pretty cool to see Mitch Marner go to the Stanley Cup Finals. I know it's Vegas, but after every single year that passes by and the way that this team has played, I think I can start to hate a little bit less because they made the moves that they needed to make at the deadline and did what they needed to do to get to this point. That just pushed Colorado in this way, considering they were essentially unbeatable. They couldn't even make them lose back-to-back games, and now they might lose 4 in a row. As it's Hertl, this will get sent back down the inboards. And I got to keep in mind, I know I'm talking to with Cooper Hopkins, but I'm just trying to say it honestly here. This is a shocker, as it's Josh Manson. Send this one around for Rasmus Anderson. I'll get this up quickly. Mark Stone try to steal across the right side. He gets it hard, able to push this one ahead. Hertl already has a backhanded goal that was nasty against Wedgwood in Game 3 of that third period as Nick Waugh works him over into the right side boards. Here's a race for it. 5:50 left to go in the third. Colorado only has 17 shots. Tipped! Scores! It's Smith! Cole Smith makes it 2-0, and that might be it.
Jackpot, John. Odds, that is going to be your ball game. I'm going to make the call now with 5:45 to go. 2-zip. Whether or not this stays a shutout, the biggest crowd on its feet, understandably, because they're watching a stunner of a series and what looks to be a sure sweep. Let's take a look at the replay here, John. Just a simple play from between the circles up high. Lifting up that left leg is Smith and tipping it past Blackwood, who's been outrageously good tonight, and he almost got that one too. Just sneaks under the right skate and beyond the paddle. Blackwood looks behind him and then skyward, John. I think that's the season for the Colorado Avalanche. Unreal.
Man, if you're Mackenzie Blackwood, you're called into action. You were pulled early in that game against Minnesota. You've done everything you could possibly do, and yet you're down 2-0. If you're Mackenzie, I wonder what's going on through his mind.
You have to be proud of your performance, but you know it's going to be more bitter than sweet, that's for sure. This just looked like a defeated team in front of him, and he was the only one to really go for it. And, you got to give it to MacKinnon and Makar playing through serious injuries, would have to be assumed serious injuries. But when Blackwood is just hung out to dry time and again, it was a matter of time, John. Here we are with 5:15 to go. 2-zip VGK.
Makar. They'll have it now. There's a huge goal there for Cole Smith. Answers Mark Stone of the first. 66 hits in the playoffs. Barbashev first, Kolesar second. So it's heavy lifting here for Vegas. Not afraid to throw the body, score, play defense, do everything you want to do. They look like a complete team. Again, you could talk about Carolina on the other end too. It would be an interesting series, but I'm going to say this, and it might be a behest of the Carolina fans. We still got a Stanley Cup Finals to get there in Montreal to play, but Vegas, I should say, they look like the team that's going to lift this thing to me. And I know it's Colorado, but they just look so good. You've gone through the Ducks, you've gone through the Mammoths, some high-scoring teams. It hasn't been an easy road for them. This was not easy. Carter Hart makes the save. Picked up around the inboards, although they made it look easy, but it is the Avalanche. Touch pass. Now for Noah Hannafin. Slowly throws it in the corner here. Colton Sissons alongside with Tomas Hertl. 4:10 left to go in Colorado's season. And I will have a question here for Cooper when it's all said and done. I won't keep him too late as it's picked up here. And off the rush, Malinski. That's a good wrister. Carter Hart called into action. Not very much, but a good save there. And sent back down off the flip. Colorado on the back skate. Artturi Lehkonen trying to find it. Jared Bednar mixed every line that he could. Nichushkin not able to go in this game 3. His goal that he had in game 1 between the legs was nasty, but they didn't get enough of Pavel, and then he was dealing with some injuries. Jack Drury can't find it. Here is Dowd. Push across the right side. Again, they're doing a fourth line in critical minutes here against the Avs, and they just look very confident. You got Barbashev mixed in there with it. 3:15 left to go in the third. Johnny with you alongside Cooper Hopkins. Gracefully join here in this third period just to take this one in. Definitely miss working with Cooper, and hopefully we get a Stanley Cup Finals game at some point before it's done. It is Blackwood. And behind the inboards now for Brent Burns, the 40-year-old turns the puck over. Now in off the left side of the post. 2:55 left. I think that's We Want the Cup chants going on in Sin City here, as it's 26-19 on the shot board, and this has been utter domination any way you'll slice it. Jack Eichel will throw this one back down. It rolls end over end. Not anywhere near far enough for icing, and that will continue to bleed the clock away. 2:30 left to go at T-Mobile Arena. This one sent back around is Mackenzie Blackwood going to leave the goal crease. This is all the way in Vegas' zone, but they've got possession here. While Bill got Hertl with him and Mitch Marner. This is finally picked up. Cale Makar on the back skid. They got to pull this netminder now. Cale Makar off the chip. Still tries to drive with it toward the right side boards. This is in the high slot. Marty Necas got to shoot it. Tip. It's in. It bounces off the post and in, and Colorado's got life.
Unbelievable, John. About 10 seconds after Blackwood, who was appealing to his coaching staff, glove pointing to his bench, when will you pull me? Finally, Bednar pulls the trigger, and finally the Avalanche pull the trigger and hit their target. Let's take a look at this with 6 players on, multiple players down. This is deflected out of the air by the captain. Landeskog bounces this one like a bounce pass NBA style.
Yep.
Hart has the double clutch, and he looks on the blocker side as it sails over his right arm, John. Outstanding stuff from Landeskog, and with 2 minutes to go, different hockey game.
No chance for Carter Hart on that one, as you eloquently called it with the bounce. Almost looked like a double deflection. The third of the last 4 games for Landy. And now Colorado's got life. Are they going to be able to pull the netminder again? They'll find the entry here. Another empty net. There goes Blackwood. They got one. They got 1:45 left to go in their season. They need one more goal. Kadri out there on the lurk. As this is sent back to Cale Makar. Got to get this away from the zebra. The net is yawning. It's a 2-1 lead. And how big was that second goal? Cross ice, and that one missed. My, oh my, that was Necas. Picked up near the left side boards, high slot, Cale Makar. And what's he going to do with it? Got it in the high slot, waiting. It is now opportunity for Marty Necas. Slapper, this one blocked. He had a screen out in front by Brock Nelson. Landeskog throws the body. It's sticked by Brett Howden. He misses the net, and it is iced at 107.
I know playing with the extra attacker can tip the scales, John, but that doesn't mean you're going to have a higher energy level. I just don't understand. Maybe it's simply the shell shock of being down 3-0 in the series, but the Avalanche waited until Blackwood skated to the bench that first time prior to Landeskog's tip goal to play to their potential. This is the Avalanche that we're used to seeing as Bednar now calls the troops in for the timeout 67 seconds to go and an empty net. And John, I'm going to just put it to you. Do you think in that window of time that the visitors can tie this game at 2? They played better than they have all night in the past minute or so.
I think they can, but the problem is Vegas does so well covering the middle of that slot. If it wasn't for that bounce, as you eloquently called, as I mentioned, probably no chance Carter Hart would have had a clean sheet, didn't get one in this series. But you got to get pucks at the net, and you got to be able to willing to get in front of that slot and make sure that it's not clean for Vegas to be able to punch out as they've done.
Yeah, and again, and this is a big tip of the cap to Hart. He was not guessing. Let's take that word away. He had read that shot correctly, but Landeskog just got such an excellent bounce. I mean, it truly looked like a rubber ball coming off of the ice and past Hart's blocker. So here we go, John. It's a big time for you now, Mr. Play-by-Play. 1:07 on the clock, third period. Vegas leads by 1. It's 2-1. You got Eichel versus Nelson. Here we go.
I'm just glad you're with me. You can take this in. I'm glad the finals going to meet the measure of the moment. Eichel, enough to win. This one gets sent back down, and we will do it again right at a minute.
And I think, even though they don't prefer it, certainly not, I think that they're willing to ice it every time, the Golden Knights. I think they're willing to just clear, get it away from their crease, even if that results in the whistle. I think they believe in their centers to get the more face-off wins than not. And Tortorella, boy, he is barking orders here. This next face-off, John, coming to Hart's left. We'll see if MacKinnon can win this draw. Clutch time. We're under a minute.
Yeah, Landeskog's been taking a lot of these, and now it's MacKinnon against Eichel here. And Eichel's been so good throughout the series. Eichel wins it. Kadri off the tie-up, and we'll get possession. Everybody standing here in Sin City. And then behind the end boards now by Nelson. Marner with a stick shot. Forced them out the other way. Great work from Marner. Makar wants it. He's calling for it. Near the right side, Kadri, cross ice. Colorado got to shoot it. They're taking too much time. Down to 35 seconds. They're looking for a perfect play. You're not going to find that against Vegas. There's never room. It's stolen. Right in the middle now off the long flip. And that was exactly what Vegas wanted. That's what Cooper and I said that Colorado can't do. Picked up now for Necas. He turns it over to Stone. And they got to go back now to Makar. Excellent work for number 61, the captaincy. Up the ice to Kadri. Not going to hit his blade. Colorado turned away again. 10 seconds left to go in their season. On the left side red line, it's picked off. And the Vegas Golden Knights are going to sweep the Avalanche right out of Vegas.
Oh, what a call from you, John Ott, and what a series by the Golden Knights. Not only do they knock off the best regular season team in the National Hockey League, they do it in style. The Avalanche get one late off of the stick of their captain, but it is not enough, John. They left it to the final hour, and this time the Avalanche, who are despondent and still on the visitors' bench, they live and die with one of the best players in the world. That is Nathan MacKinnon. John, I believe we watched the Avalanche's series dwindle away, not when the timer hit 0, but when Nathan MacKinnon couldn't make a decision in the offensive zone in the last possession, holding the puck at the half boards. You said it during live play. Got to take the shot, give yourself a chance. He was looking for the perfect opportunity. Ultimately, there was no opportunity to come, and that means head to the Stanley Cup Final, the Golden Knights.
Just two quick things from me, Cooper, then I'm going to let you get the heck out of here. I know you mentioned a little bit in the minute as we get the handshake line. Still unbelievable to me that the Avalanche couldn't even win a single game. But what has Carter Hart meant to Vegas?
Listen, there has been perhaps no single goaltender that has meant more to their team than Carter Hart. I think without that stability behind it, let's put it in these terms. We'll stay out in the West. The Edmonton Oilers are desperate, are crawling through a desert toward an oasis that may or may not exist, looking for that kind of stability. They've been looking, and question after question after question, never answered. And we're talking about the question in net. And that question has been answered in Vegas, and that door is shut. And to also have a backup of the quality of Hill, I mean, Vegas is in an excellent spot here. And I do believe now we can say, in part because of Carter Hart's play, I would believe they are going to be the favorites to win the best trophy in sports, John.
Are you going to pick them to win the cup?
I'm going to pick them to win if there are. So we got at least 2 more games for the Eastern Conference Final, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to pick them outright if Montreal, this is going to sound strange, if Montreal can take one more game, just meaning if they can extend the Eastern Conference Final 1 extra game, right, then I think that's enough for me to say, all right, Carolina's had too much of a battle. They've had to give too much just to get to the final, presuming that the Hurricanes get there. Obviously, they remain the favorite. They're in the better position. And that would lead me to believe right now, with that one little asterisk, and I know it's a big one, but still that asterisk would say Golden Knights take it again. And if that's the case, John, let's just say in the hypothetical, can you believe this type of stuff? I know that they've been in the league now for a relatively significant period of time.
9 years.
But they're one of the elite clubs in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, they are. One last thing for me, and I agree with you. I'm going to take Vegas. I'm on board here. I'll say that during the preview show that I always do, but I want to see Montreal and Vegas. I think that would be an awesome series because Montreal can do so many things offensively. I don't know if they could find a way to get to Game 7, but if it's Game 7, you know it's going to be Alex Newhook. That's the way it usually works. But I'll just close out with this. I'm going to say it right now, and I don't think it's going to happen, but I think Jared Bednar has put himself under a massive weight. I'm going to say he loses his job.
Wow, now that's a John Ott prediction there, and I normally I'm in lockstep with you, my friend. I think I will acknowledge where I believe that take is coming from. A collapse of this magnitude with the clear and sizable opportunity to be that far in front of the competition at this level, meaning the Avalanche and what they did through the regular season, how untouchable they looked, to have that be completely erased, not just challenged, not chipped away at, but to have it neutralized. We just watched a sweep. They were nearly shut out, other than one lucky bounce, nearly shut out in the 4th and final loss in a row. Could not win at home. Did look bad on the road. Listless. The buck has to stop with Jared Bednar, and I think there will be very difficult discussions. I may stop short of saying that he will be out after this Western Conference Final loss, but he's going to be much, much closer. Let's just say the seat is going to be hot enough to melt that ice.
I bet you're probably right. I'm just going to go out there and say it because you've had some of these coaching moves. You got Craig Berube still out there, Bruce Cassidy. They're going to figure things out. Who knows? It might end up in Oilertown as far as one of them. But from what we saw and what I just saw from the Vegas Golden Knights, I know they won that cup against a beat-up Florida team 3 years ago. But I think this team is better than that one.
Yeah, and John, I just want to say as we get some shots of Rasmus Anderson and Noah Hannafin, a couple of guys who played with Johnny Gaudreau, who's no longer here, on this wonderful earth with us. I just think it's interesting, and I love that you made the call for what you hope to see in the finals, which would be a Montreal series against Vegas, and that you got a couple of former Flames and teammates of Johnny's, then you got Cole Caulfield wearing number 13 in honor of his fallen friend, and that would be a lovely connection if that were to come to pass. But either one of those Eastern Conference teams would be a worthy opponent for these Golden Knights. But John, you have to think as we get to the trophy ceremony here that the Golden Knights have almost proven all they need to. They have toppled the vaunted Colorado Avalanche. I'm not saying you just get the Stanley Cup handed to you after beating a team like the Avs, but what an accomplishment! We talked about the list of players who have peaked their careers as members of the Golden Knights after a previous stop. This franchise, the list of accomplishments just continues to grow, and this is a huge one, taking down Colorado at any year like this.
Yeah, it is, and you got John Tortorella right in the front. I still wonder what's going on through his mind. I think it was 10 years ago to the day when he won the Stanley Cup before that for the first time around. Do you think I'm going to get you for one of these games in the Stanley Cup Finals for a bookend?
Most definitely, sir. I wouldn't miss it, and I apologize. This was just a partial call.
That's all good.
But I knew that As soon as you texted me, because I put the game on, had the game on. I got back from work, I had the game on for about 2 minutes before the second period ended. Intermission comes around, and I get the text from you, and I'm going, what the heck is wrong with me? Right to the Twitter space. Here we are, to the folks listening out there in YouTube land and following you and all your great coverage. I'm just always grateful that we can ever do it, and I would not miss at least one Stanley Cup final. Maybe we'll get the other boys in there too, but we're back in business, my friend, and just in time, because we're going to have a barn burner when it comes to this final.
It's good to talk to you, my man, and hopefully I'll catch up with you soon. You be well.
Yeah, likewise. We'll definitely talk soon. Let's do it again.
All right, see you.
Thanks, bud.
2-1. That's your final. Vegas Golden Knights, they sweep aside the Avalanche. They're headed to the Stanley Cup Finals. Cooper Hopkins was able to get in here for this third period. It's a lot of fun. Vegas wins it, able to survive a late effort there for Colorado, but just not enough. We will talk probably Thursday. I'll be covering Thunder Spurs, and then that'll be it because this series is done. The off days on the side for Colorado or for Carolina and Montreal, I can't get to just yet, but we'll get more hockey, if not before the Stanley Cup Finals, to get that preview show set up. Peace, guys. You be well. 2-1. Golden Knights sweep aside the Colorado Avalanche into the Cup Finals.